It is my honor and privilege to welcome you all to this workshop on the topic Holistic Progress Card, an initiative aimed at redefining the way we measure and celebrate students' growth. Today, we are graced with the presence of a renowned CBSE resource person, a visionary leader, and a true guide in the field of education, Mr. Surojit Sen. He is also the principal of Jharkhand Public School, Baliapur. Before we dive into the enriching session ahead, let us begin with an auspicious start, the lighting of lamp. I therefore request our principal, Honorable Principal Ma'am, Babina Ma'am, and our distinguished guest, Mr. Surojit Sen sir, to join us for the lamp lighting ceremony. Education is like planting a seed. It grows, nurtures, and bears fruit for generations to come. As a token of appreciation, I request education is like planting a seed. It grows, nurtures, and bears fruit for generations to come. As a token of appreciation, I request our principal ma'am to present a sapling to our esteemed guest. Thank you, ma'am. Without further ado, let us welcome sir to take the platform and enlighten us with his valuable thoughts and experiences. Sir, please come.
good morning to Principal Ma'am, to Nivasil Ma'am, our very senior principal, our mentor, our guide. And honestly speaking, I was thinking when I'll get a call from Ma'am, अभी तक हमको क्यों नहीं बुलाया है? And every year I expect a call from her. And to be very honest, the moment I was thinking, that why I am not getting a call from Dhanbad Public School, Ma'am, I don't know whether it was a coincidence or whatever it may be. Immediately, intuition or whatever, immediately within minutes, she called. I was thinking, little I'm telling you, very open, very frankly. I was thinking and the call came. Hey, Surajit, you have to come and do this thing. On 19th, are you coming? Now you are free now. Yes, I'm free. For you, I will be always free. Okay, because the place where you get respect, the place where you get honor, you always have to do this. Okay. Before we go to this exclusive training program on HPC, a small discussion we will make about HPC. What exactly is HPC? Why there is so much buzz about HPC all around the place? Is it really worthwhile? Okay, is it really good for the students, for the schools, for our entire thing? This we will have a small discussion and then we will enter into HPC. How to use the HPC, how to make the HPC, how to get the best out of the HPC. And some of the drawbacks of HPC we will see. Although there are, in our world there is no drawbacks. This is a drawback or that is a drawback. Everything that comes out, there must be a reason behind that, and that's why it is coming out. Respected teachers, when the work for NEP 2020 started, somewhere around 2013, the work for NEP 2020, the drafting, the resolutions, the policies were being made. It started somewhere from 2013 and it went on, and then in 2020, it was released on 29th July 2020. The NEP 2020 was put in front of the public domain, and since then we are discussing about it. I think this is the most discussed NEP. Previously the NEPs were hardly discussed. They were there. This is the most discussed because a lot of changes have come. And in one of the changes that they took, one of the major changes, or most of the changes are nowadays being called as major changes, but one of the changes that they took was to prepare a holistic progress card. Now, what is this? What is the difference between a progress card and a report card? That we must know. And this is the very reason for which it is prepared. A report card is like the mark sheet that we give. A report card is a mark sheet, whatever the student scores, the two terms, term 1, term 2 or term 3, whatever different type of exams we have. On the basis of that, we give a report card. With the report card, a little bit of associated subjects, gradings we give, a little bit of maybe 1 or 2 comments, and we finish it up and we give it up. This is a report card. Whereas a progress card, it's almost like writing a student's biography. The student's progress right from the day he or she starts in school and continues at different stages of the schooling system. Nowadays we have the 4 stages: the foundation stage, the preparatory stage, the middle stage, and the secondary stage. Now the secondary stage also has 2 phases: phase 1, phase 2. Phase 1 is like 9 and 10 is considered grade 9 and grade 10 are phase 1, and phase 2 is grade 11, grade 12. So every stage, every step, how the student progress, how the student grows, how the student develops, that's much more important. Because from mark sheet, we hardly get maximum idea about the student. We can only know, this is the scoring pattern of the child, or this is how the child is growing, or this is what he is scoring. But what type of a human being he is? What type of human being he will be in future? See, the very purpose of education is not only to give marks. Yes or no? Very purpose is not to give marks. Okay, if it is like that, then the story is different. We all are here to create human beings. That's the first and the foremost. Even today, whenever admissions takes place in my school, I very clearly make it to the parents that if you are thinking that your child will become a doctor or engineer, I cannot give you that guarantee. But definitely, I'll give you a guarantee, I'll make him a very good human being. That's my promise. And if one becomes a good human being, rest of the things automatically comes. You don't have to really do anything. Of course, until and unless, if things are too extreme due to some reason, reason or other, which may not be, which or may be beyond our control. Otherwise, so the purpose is to be with the child. The purpose is to move with the child, or sometimes maybe within the child, in order to find how the child is progressing, how the child is growing, how the child is developing, and what are the future prospects for this child. Because all the parents are very much interested about the future of the child, what my child will be. Previously also I have said, again I am saying, no matter whatever happens, parents will come to us only. They will never go to a politician, they will never go to a dada, they will never go to a neta, they will never go to a baba, and they will never go to a mata also. Nowadays lot of matas are also there coming, no? Lovely mata, pinky mata, beauty mata, sweetie mata, this mata, that mata. My goodness, so many matas are there, madam. Every day you open the TV, you will find this mata aisa bol diya, wo mata aisa bol diya. They will not go to them. Yes, and some of them claim that they are the incarnation of Parvati and this and that. My God, to what extent they can go? People are not so silly. They will go to you. They will go to you and they will say, Madam, कुछ तो बोलिए बच्चे के लिए क्या किया जाए, कुछ तो बोलिए बच्चे के लिए कुछ समझाए. How my child will. That is the impact that we still have and we will have in the coming 100 years or so. Education is not so easy to provide. It's not everybody's cup of tea. Only a handful selected like you all are chosen by God in order to provide education to all. So keeping that in mind, when we go for this holistic progress card, teachers will tell you very clearly, a little extra work you have to do. Not even little extra work, madam, I will say more work. Now you have to be always on toes in the school. Not only within the four walls of the classroom, outside the four walls. What a child is doing outside, during the recess time, during any competition you are holding or any program that is taking place, where the teachers have to keep an eye on the children, what they are exactly doing, how they are working in groups, how they are talking to each other, how they are motivating each other, even some negative things if they are doing that also, and teachers need to record them. If you can keep it in your mind, it is well and good. If not, I will suggest carry a small diary which is small, that spring pocket diaries are there, carry it and just write down, okay, you have noticed this about the child, you have noticed that about which you can later put in the progress card. Because these small actions of the children speaks volumes about their quality, and that we have to keep it in mind. So now simply we just cannot relax and say, okay, I am there to finish off the syllabus, I'll complete the syllabus, I'll take the test, I'll give the marks, I'll hand it over to principal, that's all, done. No, something beyond that. And then only the real recognition will come. Okay, so with this is, you can say, the earlier stages. Right now, CBSE, actually this holistic progress card is prepared by NCERT. Okay, it is prepared by NCERT. And there's a particular department, we will see to that also, there's a particular department of NCERT called Parak. Okay, Parak, Nishta, Srishta, all the departments are there, okay. Doing Nipun and all, they are all doing a lot of work on this holistic progress card. So actually it is made by Parak. Okay, and madam, you were there in that training, Dhanbad, no? You were also there. We had a training from NCERT, myself was there, madam was there, 2 days we conducted, this training was conducted, we all took the training, we got a certificate from Parak also. Parak made this, actually it is the complete duty of Parak to make this holistic progress card. But then CBSE has customized it according to its need. Okay, and the good point is that neither NCERT nor CBSE have ever told the schools or compelled the schools to do things according to their ways. The freedom is we can do things according to our ways. You prepare the HPC according to your means and ways, according to the infrastructure that you have, according to the ideas that you have. Some of the basic points we will keep it in mind, but never ever CBSE or NCERT has ever told the schools or ever forced the schools to do things according to their ways. Even the NCF that we have, the foundation stage and the school stage, if you read it very clearly, they have clearly mentioned that this is like a guidebook. the NCF that we have, National Curriculum Framework for School Education and Foundation Stage, where it is clearly mentioned that you do things according to your ways. This is just a guideline, this is just a guidebook. You can take help of it, but customize it according to your needs. Now suppose the Dhanbad Public School is situated over here. Madam, what do you call Nagnagar? No? This is
Hirak branch.
Hirak branch. Area is called what? Nagnagar. Now Nagnagar has its own culture. Every part of our country has its own culture, own special culture. Nagnagar has its own culture, own tradition, own language, and other. Okay, Dhanbad Public School is situated over here. Dhanbad Public School has its own culture, has its own other basic things required for the school, like the infrastructure, the teaching faculty, and all the things. So you, whatever you have, whatever you think is suitable for these people, you do according to that. This is the freedom that we have, and I will say that is something great. Even CBSE is nowadays saying that you prepare everything. You prepare the pedagogy for teaching. You prepare everything by yourself. We cannot do anything from here. We will just give you a few guidelines. Madam is getting circulars regularly, and I was there for the national conference at Madurai, where I directly met with Director Education Dr. Pragya Singh, Director Trainings Manoj Srivastava sir, Director Skill Vishwajit Saha. Everybody has only one thing. You do, we are there, we do. So definitely we have this autonomy to do things by ourselves. So we will see what is this, how to go about it, what are the points to be noted while preparing the, otherwise it's not a very difficult thing. And next part, you sit with yourselves, you sit in groups, sit with your principal ma'am, vice principal ma'am, and you decide how you will do it. Okay, we will see a video of this also at the end, okay, where they are showing that you can do things according to your ways. There is nothing hi-fi about it, nothing difficult about it. In fact, for teachers, nothing is difficult. We somehow find a solution. This way or that way, a solution often comes to us. Only thing is that we have to work together now. Teachers cannot relax, and everybody has to join hands with each other. Like suppose if madam is teaching science in the senior classes, but she notices that one or two students of junior class is doing something different, okay, then definitely she will note it down and she will pass this information to that particular teacher of that particular student, and that will be beneficial in preparing the HPC. So this is how the work will go on. Okay, each one has to help each other. The school will not be segregated into this section or that section or that section and so on and so forth. Nothing like that will work. Everybody has to join hands. Jo bhi aap, whenever you see anything, you find it, you just report it to the concerned place so that the report can be prepared. Right now, CBSE is saying that prepare the HPC for this session only for the foundation stage. Let us go for the foundation stage and let us go for a pilot project. Let's go for a pilot project. Let's see how it is working. Because in this, we need the help of the parents also. Okay. To a certain extent, we need the parents because they are also important stakeholders in the system. We need their help. But the biggest challenge for us is to bring the parents into the forefront. This is the biggest challenge. Because whenever we call parents, whether it is a PTM or whatever, they are reluctant to come. They are reluctant to come. So just now we were discussing with madam that the same thing, it happens everywhere. That the extremely good ones, extremely knowledgeable parents, they understand everything. They support the school. The extremely illiterate ones, they support the school because they know I have given my child into the best school under the best one. The problem is with the middle chunk. And this is the biggest problem because they are, that half-educated people are there. Okay, but money they have. Everything speaks on money nowadays. No? They are half-educated people, the money is there. And on slighted mistake, on slight things on here and there, they will come and they will serve. And it is very, and they form the major portion of the school also. To be very honest with you. It is very difficult, but we have to bring them into the forefront, we have to sit with them, we have to talk with them, we have to ask them because their guidance is also needed in this HPC. Okay, so with this we will start, we will see why the HPC is there, why it is necessary for us, and what are the points to be remembered while preparing it. Remember, it's a progress card, it's a biography, you are writing like a biography of a student, whatever you see. Okay, so, and this is this one that we have. the presentation that we have right now, it is a combination of both from Parak as well as from CBSE. Okay, CBSE has customized it according to its need, Parak has made it according to its way, and we have done it by this thing, amalgamation of both the ones in order to get the best result out of it. Okay, otherwise it's more about discussion rather than about anything else. So let's see. Okay, now remember Parak, performance and analysis of knowledge and everything. This is the unit of NCRT. Holistic progress is envisioning a new paradigm in the assessment by Parak. Okay, it's more about assessment of the child, not only on the educational field, on the learning points, but on other aspects also. This is, anybody can guess what this illustration means. Let's see. Okay. Holistic progress card, that you understand it. But this illustration is telling us something. Can anybody guess?
Different areas.
Different skills, activities. Okay. On the basis of that, only this HP is implemented. Okay. Definitely. Different skills, like for example, art is a skill. Okay. Computers is a skill. Okay. Music is a skill. Okay. Mechanics is a skill learning. Okay. So obviously all these things join together and they make a human being. When we have all that. Madam has given the first answer. So something should be there for Madam.
Ma'am, we have.
You have, Madam, you keep that. You keep that. I have special for you. That also will give later. Okay. So this is from my side. You keep that. We'll give that also. Those are big ones. Minor, small ones. Okay. Ma'am, thank you. Thank you. Yes, not many are there. You will get. Okay, so this is a unique illustration which talks about everything that a human being should have within him or her in order to progress in life. And when you talk about human being, again the same point comes to our mind, not limited to books and notebooks only, something beyond that. Okay. This I am not reading, just I am telling you in gist what is this. This is what the NEP 2020 talks about your HPC. Okay, it is given on page number 17 and 18, paragraph number 4.34 and 4.35. Why the HPC is needed. Okay, I am not going in detail. I will go in detail in the next slide. Okay. So this page, if you ever come across, I think all of you are now having this NEP 2020 booklet with you all. If you don't have it, please keep it. It is something that is good. Okay. That 60-page booklet, first 30 page talks about school education and will be more associated with the school education. The rest I am not reading right now. I will read a little later. We all know, but since it is important for us to know this, that's why again I will go through it. That is NEP mandate goals. What are the mandate goals? What are the goals that are mandatory for NEP? Okay. That ensuring that primary purpose of assessment is to promote the learning and development of students. Why we assess the students? Taking an examination and evaluating a student and assessing a student, there is hell and heaven difference. When we assess a student, we see each and every aspect of the student's development. We are more concerned about the development rather than about how much the student is scoring and all. So NEP says that let us think about the development of the students, development of the mind, development of the soul, and development of understanding. Obviously the cognitive understanding will come in that way. So the first purpose is to make that learning takes place and the development of learning goes. Focus on regular formative assessments for learning rather than a summative assessment that encourages today's coaching culture. Today's coaching culture, something again, a lot of discussions goes on about this. If you do regular assessment with a child, regular formative assessment, how the child talks, how the child writes, how the child changes the handwriting from one form to another form. One of the biggest thing that we all recognize, say some children have very good handwriting. In 2 minutes I will take on this matter because it's very important. Some children have a very good handwriting right from class KG onwards. It happens. Okay. Maybe the school is taking a lot of care of the parents. Some children, they may not have very good handwriting in the initial stages of school. But by the time the child comes to class 5 and 6, suddenly the handwriting changes. And that change in the handwriting of a student clearly indicates that how much development is taking place within the child's mind, because he or she by that time understands what is the value of handwriting, what is the importance of handwriting. Many schools nowadays don't talk about handwriting, they don't take handwriting very seriously. Only a handful of schools are taking it. But that is one of the biggest change that happens in a student's life. So that is a formative assessment that we can look for. The way the child talks. You will find that particular child who was fumbling in the classroom for one or two classes, okay, suddenly starts talking in a different way. That is one of the formative assessments. Sir, are you sleeping, sir? Okay, sir. Will you have a cup of tea? Am I too boring that you have? 6 feet man standing in front of you, sir. Okay, don't sleep. Yes, sir?
Sir, he is also 6 feet.
Sir is also 6 feet. So, how can he sleep when I am over here? Okay, so let us focus more on the daily formative assessment rather than all those summative assessments like, okay, one session, mark and chunk up so many questions, answers, go for the test, give it what the coaching centers generally do. What is this? Do they give any form of education? All these big names, no? Fitchis and Akash and this and that. Every alternate day they will come to the school and they will eat the head of the principal. Sir, मेरे पास तो IIT का faculty है. IIT का faculty है तो क्या हुआ? An IIT engineer who has done engineering, let us say on civil, how much knowledge he will have about chemistry, you tell me? How much knowledge he will have about chemistry? The one that a master degree holder in chemistry will have, who is teaching chemistry for the last 10 or 15 years? Is it a joke that they, but no, IIT ka faculty have very possible. Several times I had arguments with these people. What IIT faculty? How much IIT man has studied chemistry? Only in +2 level he has studied chemistry. After that, when he has gone to the IIT, first of all, I doubt whether there are really IIT faculties or not. A person passing out from IIT will hardly join a coaching center. These are all, fuss they make all around the place. So they just make them mark the question, judge the question, and somehow, and children get chance also. It's happening. Our purpose is, or NEP's purpose is, which is we are a part of the NEP, that let's go and see everything in detail about day-to-day activities of the student. That's much more important. Even a student, even if you see a student, some of the naughty students are there, or I will not call them as naughty. Well, some mischievous students are, sometime during the recess time and all, you will find that they are playing. Children, they will play. They sometimes slide down like this, no? They will do this and they will do, very common thing. Very common thing. Yes, inside the classroom, suddenly the fellow will come like this and he will balance himself. That is also something to be noted. The balancing act is developing within the child. He is not falling down, no? He is not falling, and he makes sure that he will not fall down. He will balance himself. That is a formative assessment that can be taken into consideration as a physical aspect of his life. He can balance himself. These are small things we need to note down. But then, it needs a little extra work. That's all. The shift from testing rote memorization skills to competency-based testing higher order skills such as analysis, critical analysis, critical thinking. The shift is, now it is happening. The shift is from normal, that rote learning, to competency-based learning. Now I'll just talk a little bit over. People talk about competency-based learning. What exactly is this competency-based learning? To be very honest, only conceptual learning. Correct. Actually, they have just changed the word. Last time this training was conducted in Jamshedpur, and one principal of DAV asked, "Sir, I am still not very clear about this what you say, the competency. What is this all about?" So I told him, first we teach the children about the concept. Suppose if I teach the child about the bottle and give him the complete concept about the bottle, with that concept, the child will have the confidence about the subject matter. The child or the student will get complete confidence about the study material that has been taught to him. Once that confidence level comes, then after that there is no looking back. Whatever information you ask the child from that learning part, once you have put the concept in their mind, they can place it in various ways and means, and finally you are bound to agree with them, because whatever you have taught, whatever they may be presenting in a different way, but that is there. Okay, so competency based means the competency, the child is competent enough, confident enough to talk about that particular particular matter which you have taught, and he will not only use it for the purpose of solving an examination paper, but solving life's problem also. That is what is competency-based learning. It's as simple as, it is no rocket science, nothing extra, nothing special. Previously we used to call them as learning materials or learners or learnings. Now we call them as competency-based. So that they can compete with their own selves in different stages of life. Today in the examination hall, tomorrow in real life. One small example I'll give you. Since the bottle is over here, so it is easy to give you the example of the bottle. We have taught the child about the bottle, about the shape of the bottle and what the bottle can do. What the bottle can do. Bottle can contain water, bottle can contain other liquids and all. Fine. If you ask a question in the examination hall that what is a bottle or what is the bottle made up of or why it is called a container, whatever concept you have given, and you have also taught the child that the bottle can be used at various means and forms at various levels of our life. Suppose 15 years from now, today you have taught the child, he has given an examination, you have passed, you have passed. 15 years from now, when that particular child is driving a car, and in the middle of the road, his car's petrol or whatever it is, diesel, exhausted from the tank. The car cannot move an inch. Two options he will have. Either he has to call that mobile petrol vans to come and give him petrol or diesel, or he has a container with him. He immediately understands, my madam taught me that this bottle can be used to carry anything, any type of liquid. He may take this. I'm just giving an example. It may not happen this way, but life is like this. He may take that bottle to the petrol pump, which you often see. He will get petrol out of it, bring it back, pour it into the car, and again the car will start. So that idea, that knowledge about petrol, which you taught him, knowledge about the bottle, which you taught him during the class, is now applicable in his real life also. One small example, very common example is this. Not many examples are there. So competency-based learning is that. Let us make our learning competency-based. Let the higher order skills go up. Higher order skills means again little above the typical textbooks learning. Okay, something little above the typical textbook learning. Textbook learning have certain limitations. If we can bring it a little above that, obviously things will take a different turn. That is the very purpose of competency-based learning. Enabling assessment to help school system to continuously revisit teaching learning processes to optimize learning and development of students. At regular basis, go on doing assessments. Nowadays, what we have to do, according to the new laws, it's almost like a repetition every day. Whatever they do, whatever the children are doing, you have to assess them almost on a regular basis, and you have to keep a record of that. We have to prepare rubrics for that. In the NEP also, in the HPC, lot of rubrics are to be prepared. I will tell you what are those rubrics we prepare. So this is what is the NEP gold mandate. That these are the things that we need to do on a regular basis. You people are, all of you are regularly visiting and revisiting this NEP 2020. You are doing it. So there's nothing special about it, but just to remember them. Okay. What are the processes? NEP mandate process. Those are the goals. What are the processes that we have to go through? Provisions for self-assessment and peer assessment along with teacher assessment. So over here, through this NEP, through this, I'm confused with this. NEP is saying that which HPC or with the process of NEPs that we will go through, the student will get the freedom to assess their own self, which is very much important. In the world, it is very easy to talk about others, na? He is like this, she is like this, and it is very difficult to talk about our own selves.
Self-assessment.
Self-assessment is very much important, but we hardly assess ourselves. We will always Kavita madam to ye hai, wo hai, this, that. Hum kya hai? That we can assess ourselves. Means we have won one of the biggest battles of life. That's what they say. Very easy, because the human nature is like that. You cannot think of yourself that you are bad. The problem is this: that human nature is like this. We are doing maybe or may not be. So many, but it is very difficult to assess our own self. मैं तो ऐसा हो ही नहीं सकता, मैं तो ऐसा हो ही नहीं सकता. अरे मुझमें कितना बदगुण है, वो तो मैं खुद ही जानता हूँ, लेकिन मैं प्रकाश ही नहीं कर पाता. We cannot come out with that. Yes, it's a fact, ma'am. I will tell you. I know. The more I am trying to be very good in front of, I am not that much good. I also have drawbacks, plenty of drawbacks. But in public domain, I will try to put a mask on it. No? I'm a very good gentleman. Oh, useless. So self-assessment, it will give a chance for self-assessment. Peer assessment, very important.
In group.
In groups, with the friends. Both are very close friends with each other. But how much she knows her or how much she knows her is also very important to know. That also talks about human nature, human behavior, human aspects, humanity and all about humanity of that particular human. That's important. And of course, the guru's assessment, the teacher assessment. So 3 types of assessment should always be there in order to find out exactly how the student is developing. Because one thing we have to keep it in mind again, we are here to create human beings. We are not here to create any form of robots, any form of zombies or anything like that. Then the system will not work, the country will not develop. That's what they say. Country has to develop at any cost, and country will only develop when we have human beings, definitely with the intellectual quality. Otherwise, it will be something like Vietnam or all those countries where humanity was not at all there, only learning, and now they are finding a lot of problems, a lot of issues are there. So the human touch should always be there. Along with paper pencil test, the scope for alternate assessment procedures that record the progress of children in project-based, inquiry-based learning, quizzes, role plays, group one, portfolios, etc. are needed. So book and notebooks will always be there. Apart from that, let us go for other types of assessment. Not only taking a test and completing it. Various forms of tests. Simple, I will tell you. Just if you want that the child was sleeping, and was trying to balance. You can convert that naughtiness of a child into an assessment, and you can find out how much the child is physically fit in order to balance himself or herself. The children will enjoy that aspect, that activity. At the same time, you will have the capacity to find out exactly where the children is as far as the physical aspect is concerned, because physical aspect is one of the important part of this assessment form. Then of course, any type of quizzes is something that from which we can get a lot of ideas about a child's value. The work, the artwork that they do, especially during these programs that while I was coming, I saw that in that your entrance, where you have the notice board, the photograph of the Chief Minister was there. Hemant Soren's latest photograph with beards and everything, that some child definitely has put it over there. That is something to be assessed. How much the child is up to date with whatever is happening. If you take it in that way, Chief Minister's photograph, you can give any Chief Minister photographs of any time, When the Chief Minister was young with trimmed hair and all that photograph. But see, it strikes my mind. Whichever child has put that photograph, see his thinking capacity, his or her thinking capacity, he has put the latest photograph. That's what is latest happening. Now, these are the points that have to be noted in order to assess the child. Okay, simply pen and paper test will not be. That child, whoever has put from my side, give him kudos. Okay, I noticed it. Okay, development of 360 holistic progress card. And what is the development of the 360 full 360 with the full term? 360 holistic progress card, which would reflect the progress as well as the uniqueness of a child. Okay, that will be there. And development of interactive software. CBSE is prepared. See, in order to make this HPC, it's a tough job, to be very honest with you. It's not so easy. It is very easy to come and talk big words about it in this form of sessions and all. But the one who does the work will understand how much pain one has to go through it. So noting down about each and every child, that 40 children you have in your classroom, noting down each and every detail, it's not a simple thing. It's not a matter of joke. It needs lot of dedication, lot of hard work, lot of honesty, lot of sincerity from the teacher's side. You just cannot put anything you feel like. Otherwise, if you do so, then you are not behaving in the proper way as you should behave with the child. You are not giving your 100% the way you should give. So in order to make things easy for us, a little easier, I will say, CBSE is preparing a software. The software will come very soon to us. Okay. CBSE is preparing a software. Through the help of that software, if we put the details, if we put the data into the software, we will get a complete picture of the student's progress. And that we can easily transfer it to the progress card and we can place it. This help is needed. Okay, maybe in the initial stages it will be there. After that, once things become very easy for you, then you may not need the help of the software. You yourself can prepare your own software and you can use it. This one is coming, okay, this is CBSE doing, this is not NCERT is not doing about it, CBSE is doing it. Development of interactive software to enable students to track their progress and get information on their strength areas of interest needed, the areas of, and the areas where we need to focus. Some areas in the student's life are quite strong. They can easily, but some areas of the student's life where we need to focus a little bit. We need to do an extra work to make sure that they get the best out of it, or we get the best out of it from the children. This is another NEP mandate of the process. Now, what is this HPC? What is this holistic progress card? It's a big definition. Okay. Holistic progress card is a 360-degree, full 360-degree, multi-dimensional report. Means what? Lot of dimensions are there. We talk about 2 dimension, 3 dimension, multi-dimension. Means lot of things are to be taken into consideration. That reflects in detail. It reflects in detail the progress as well as the uniqueness of each learner. Progress. The child is progressing. The child is moving forward. The child is propelling to the best. At the same time, what uniqueness with that progress he or she is. So special, each and every child is a special child. Special not in that sense. Each and every human being is a special human being. Each and every human being has unique qualities, irrespective of their status, creed, or whatever they may be. Okay, so the progress as well as the uniqueness of each learner in the cognitive thinking capacity, in their cognitive brain, in their cognitive affective, where the heart is applied. Education is not only limited to the brain. The heart has to be applied. Until and unless the heart is not applied, nothing new comes out of it. No. Some children you will find, it's a very common example, they often fail to complete the entire question paper. 3 or 4 questions they do. But the way they present rest of the answers now with good handwriting, with illustrations, with graphs, with other statistical details, that even if they have missed 3-4 questions, that hardly matters, they could because they have put their heart into it, heart into it. Until and unless, when things go beyond the normal learning process, when we put our heart into it, that plays a very vital role. Effective, and of course the psychomotor one. Okay, psychomotor domains, where you use our psychomotor domains, hands for practical work and all these things. But I always give a little bit emphasis to the affective domain of learning, because here the teacher as well as the student both put their heart into it, to think something different. I have seen one English teacher in my life, in Dhanbad area. She has helped the students to write one single letter, and in an application, in 17 different forms. Same meaning, in 17 different forms, in 17 different ways. Same thing says, but the way of using the words, the way of starting the letter, the way of ending, it's something good. Because generally we go with the normal one. Respected madam, I'm writing to inform you that such and such is there in my house, so I request 2 days leave. 17 different ways when this can happen, when you put your heart, when you think beyond the normal teaching learning processes. So that needs to be taken. Okay. So effective, it reflects in detail the progress as well as the uniqueness of each learner in the cognitive, affective, and socio-emotional and psychomotor domains. It is a shift in assessment from one that is summative, primarily testing rote memorization skills, to one that is more regular and formative. So it is a shift from the normal one, from the normal assessment that we do, like taking a test, giving a marks, correcting the papers and all, that is what you call a summative, to more formative one. See, again, that same thing, everybody. Look into the small details that is happening in a student's life, that is happening within the school premises, that is happening outside the school premises also. Even if your children go to a different school to go for a competition or something like that, how they behave over there, what they do over there in order to win the competition, or what report you get from that school about your school. It also happens. Many schools give this report also to the other schools that, okay, your children turn out to be fantastic children. They were very disciplined. They maintained each and every rule of our school which was imposed to them during this competition, and they turned out to be bright and beautiful. That is also a report which will also reflect the formative, that these children know how to socially organize themselves, or how to socially organize. It's not that they will go to another school and start howling and shouting, because each and every child, before going, we tell them, no, that you are the ambassador of the school. Your behavior will reflect my school over there. That can be put. So it's a 360 degree, that's why we are saying it's a 360 degree understanding, 360 degree progress of a child. Child progress not only with the pen and paper. Okay, it promotes learning and development of children. Definitely, that's the development means this type of development, like your student went to a different school and got a good report from that school. Okay, for children, and evaluating higher order skills such as analysis, critical thinking, and conceptual clarity. Today's children, definitely, they think in a different way. They think in a different way. We were not that much, because there were limitations during our time. No, but today's children, you place a child, you talk to a child about a particular matter, and that child who is very serious about that particular matter will give you 5 different answers. Will give you 5 different answers, and we should give our ears to their thing, and we should listen to them, because sometimes we teachers also know, because of that inner ego within us, sometimes we don't acknowledge what they are exactly doing. It's not a good process. It's not a good process. Listen to each and every child, because each and every child has a story to tell you. If you can listen, if you can give your heart and soul to it, you are bound to bring changes in the child's life. And it is the teacher who will only bring the change. Remember that movie, 3 Idiots, where this boy comes with that, what was that? Drone. He comes with a drone and he tells the professor, the head of the principal, that, see, I have prepared something, sir, please see. And this man says, this is nothing, he just throws it out. No, we don't belong to those group of people. That will compel the child to commit suicide. That is to be taken very seriously. Listen to the children. That's why the last line is very important. Okay, because they have different ways of describing things. Recently, I was just talking to some of the students of my class 10 about this, what do you call, being a biology teacher. We're talking about kidney. Okay, they came to me, they were having some issues with the kidney matter. So they came to me and we are talking about the kidneys, that how the kidneys are functioning. And one child told me that, sir, the latest report is that for dialysis, for when you go for dialysis, definitely there are people, now an instrument has almost come, it's almost there, it's almost ready, it is just about to be launched. Where it's like a small box, which can be used in the house itself, by the patient, by himself or herself. You don't have to take the help of others, and the process of dialysis can go on, and the patient or the person who is getting this dialysis need not have to lie down on the bed. He or she can continue doing the household work and everything, and the process of dialysis will go on. And it is customized in such a way that once the process is over, the machine will automatically give the signal, the process is over. You can just detach the machine from your body, and you can live life normally for the next 10 days or 15 days. I never had this idea. I never heard, because we are not that much preoccupied with everything. So this is, if I just tell that, this cannot happen. How can dialysis is such a complex process? How can it? But that complex process can be made into more simpler. That's what science is working. So we have to listen to them. They are analyzing of things. They are critically exclaiming the things. This is very important, but we hardly give it. So with this HPC, we need to go through all these things in order to make sure that we give a complete, total idea to the student. Okay, that is why HPC. A few more things are there. Why HPC? What is the need of HPC? Why HPC? So, grades do not give a clear picture of student learning. What are the substitutes? Grades never will give you a clear picture. It's not necessary that a 90% is a good boy. He can be a very dangerous fellow in the school. And since he is scoring 90 plus, so often carries this ego with him that nobody can touch me. And this types of things can make him So not a good human being. So we cannot give a guarantee that good grades will always reflect a complete child. What do parents, teachers and students want to know from a progress card? So why HPC? First of all, grades will not give you a complete picture, progress card will give you. So we need HPC for this. It's as simple as that. Next one is, what do parents, teachers and students want to know from a progress card? What do parents want to know? Parents want to know how the child is growing, developing. The teacher wants to know how the child is developing and how I am also associated with the development. This is also very important. Tests are not only for the students, tests are also for the teachers. Teachers at every second have to know that if my child has not received this quality, then there is something wrong with my delivering of the quality. So I need to again revisit it again and again to make sure that the best comes out of it. Okay, so that is one reason. What are the various ways in which school can communicate the progress? So this progress card is one of the ways by which the school can directly communicate the progress of the child. There may be a teacher's assessment will be here, teacher's view will be here, principal's view will also be here. Even many schools think, or many people think that a principal is sitting in the principal's chamber. He or she doesn't have the idea about the children. It is only the teachers who have. Definitely, teachers do have the idea of the children. But I'll tell you, madam, there are principals across the country, across the schools, who know each and every child very, very clearly than what you know. It's a fact. What, madam, am I correct?
This is the duty of the principal.
This is the duty of the principal. This is the duty of, ask her, she will tell, she may not tell you in that way. Ask her, she will tell you each and every detail of the child, from where the child comes, what is his or her scoring, may not be about the parents them immediately, by which bus the child comes, everything the principal knows. Everything principal knows. So this is the duty of the principal. And when the principal's analysis will come in the progress card, you will see he or she will also give their analysis. So the school can directly communicate with the parents. Okay, actually that gap needs to be made more closer and closer. The gap with the parents and the school. Okay, performance is never static. It has to be measured over a period of time. Yes, performance is always dynamic. Performance is always dynamic. Today the child may not give you that what you want. Tomorrow he may give you. The next day he may give you. The next day he may again go down. Again the third day he will again come up. That's the beauty of learning. Sometimes it goes down, sometimes it goes up. Because that will take the child in front to move forward. Every day, if it is going in a straight line, that is also not good. Sometimes it goes down, it will give the opportunity to learn more. Sometimes it goes up, then it will give the opportunity to learn more, much better than that. So that's how the things goes on. No, so this is also important to see the progress of the child. And progress is never static. It can never. If progress becomes static, then it's not progress. It is a hush that is going on. It is a fush that is going on. Progress is always dynamic in nature. Okay, so this is why we need the HPC. All the above questions, premises can be answered by the HPC. That will be, definitely it's a pedagogical tool. Whatever you have done, what is pedagogy? Pedagogy is the process by which we deliver our learning materials to the students. That is what pedagogy, the process of teaching, the style of teaching. Or I will not say teaching, the style of teaching learning. Both are associated with pedagogy. Okay. A process through which both teachers and parents are equally participated for the student achievement and competencies. A process by which both the teachers and the parents. Again, one thing which we have to keep it in mind is that the school alone cannot make a student progress. The parent alone cannot make a student progress. Both have to join hands with each other. Then only a child will progress. You will find exceptional cases are also there, because that's how those parents who always keep an eye on their children, these children are always doing good in schools, and at the same time school is doing. Some nagging parents are also there who will on and often come and disturb in the school. Madam, the child is not getting this, the child is not getting this. Okay, then sometimes we do get angry with that also. No? Madam, we tell the parent, hey, you are always coming and disturbing. But within that, we also have to feel that how much that parent is interested in the child's work, in the child's development. So parents and children are needed. Some parents say, I have given you my child in your hand, now you decide. That is also not the proper way to do it. Okay. Even some parents, we are not educated now, we don't know. We often tell, even if you are not educated, behave in front of your child as if you are educated. Behave in front of your child that as if you are educated. Then only the child will understand that no, my parents are also keeping an eye on me. Once we give up, once the parents give up, that I don't know anything, the child will take the parents for a run. A big run, I will tell you. That's why you often tell that even if you don't know, just open the notebook of the child. You don't understand anything. Open the notebook and say, okay, let me see what is there. What is in your class? Let me see your diary. Then what is this? What is that? At least if that much work a parent does, the child will be in the process. Otherwise, the child will take the children. The children will take their parents for a ride, and that's very dangerous. So both the parents and the children, and the school, both have to be with each other, both have to join hands with each other, and then only a child will develop. Otherwise, alone the school cannot do, alone the parents cannot do. That's very clear. A tool to enable society to participate in students' development and progress. HPC is also a tool where a little bit of society's participation is also necessary. You may ask the question, what the society will do over here? What's the role of society? Okay, teacher is there, parent is there, the student himself is there, the peers are there. What is it? So sometimes we may have to go a little bit out. It is all depend upon you. We may have to go a little bit out of the school premises and talk about or try to gather information about the child from the society where he or she is living. It is possible, it's not that much impossible. That depends upon your way of taking things. You may go and ask, suppose sir is a neighbor of a particular student of your school, and you also know sir. Okay, you can go and ask him, okay, do you know this particular child? He'll say, yes, I know. Do you know where he studies? He studies in Dhanbad Public School in Hirak branch. Okay, how is this child? He's good. How is the family? Very good. Have you ever seen the child doing some sort of thing for which you felt that it was not, he or she was not supposed to do? No, we hardly realized anything like that. The child was going the right way. So this small information about the child from the neighbor is actually the information from the society, okay, from where the child is coming. And that will also give you a clear picture of, okay, this is the condition of the child, and you can put them on the HPC, and that will definitely benefit the progress of the child. So we need the participation of society also to a certain extent, okay, but that all depends upon how we can use them, because we are also, we have limited time and all these things are also there with us, no? Okay, so what many questions are there with that? How does the progress report card provide feedback for the students so as to facilitate progress in learning? Okay, that also we will see. These are some of the questions. How does parent know the uniqueness of the child? Once you give the details about the child in the progress card, the parents will know how much the unique the child is. Some of the parents may not know exactly what are the unique qualities that children are possessing until and unless you don't tell them. Like my father, during his time, he never knew that I could recite one or two poems. So during our time, of course, these types of report cards, this type of progress cards were not there. But then the report cards, it used to be there. And where the last line my teacher once wrote that Shurojit is good in recitation. My father said, you are good in recitation, man. I never heard about it. Okay, recite a poem and let me see. And when I recited a poem in front of him, he was awestruck. My goodness, you know this? So this happens. Many parents don't know exactly what happened. What is their child? What is the unique quality of their child? Until and unless we don't describe them to the progress cards. Okay, so this we can go. Okay, how can the progress be a log of performance and conversation with parents and students? See, whatever we will do, whatever we will discuss, it is like a logbook also. No? Okay, this is the quality of the child, that is the quality of the child, and this is like a long-lasting logbook which will be carried for the rest of the life, and the parents can get a first-hand idea. Okay, my child is like this. My child. Many of our parents, even to be very honest, just now I was telling madam, I always had my son. I always looked him a little bit down. Okay, I used to underestimate the fellow. I know he is talking everything, but still I used to underestimate the fellow. But somehow, with the grace of God, with good blessings of you, this time he has got a chance in government engineering college, which I never expected in my life. I thought, somewhere in the private college, he will go and he will settle down. So we parents sometimes also don't know our children. Being a principal, being a teacher, being in the field of education, giving so many lectures about parenting and this and that, I myself also never knew my own child. So this is the irony of life, you know. All the credit goes to the mother. His mother did everything for him. I just gave the money only, madam. Nothing else. Honestly speaking. So this happens. That is why it is needed. Okay, it is possible to help parents see the connections and possibilities of the direction in which a student is going. When in the progress card, when you will give your report that such and such student has a knack towards music, the parents can understand that my child loves music. So if he or she is a parent who is much focused on the child, can help the child to go in that direction. It's not necessary that only a doctor and engineer will be somebody who will stand up in life. There are musicians who, how many of us, or even this, what is that singer's name, very famous singer? Arijit Singh. Even Arijit's parents were not sure that Arijit will come to this stardom. But that is his quality. I'll tell you one small story because sometimes stories are needed in order to understand all these things. In my school, there was a student called Manjit Singh. Okay. He was not a very, what do you call it? Not a very bright student. Yes, he was not a very, he was always a slow learner. But he was a very good artist, you know. And on small bits and pieces of paper, wherever he used to get, he used to draw. He's sitting in there during the lunchtime, he's sitting in front of the tree, he's drawing the tree. Okay, suppose near the school's principal's office something is there, he just made a sketch of it. That he used to do. Otherwise, and in studies he was very weak, no doubt about it. And during that time, one of our teachers was Brother Pinto, very strict man. Always used to walk straight, and this, that. His way of dealing things was different. So these brothers, all teachers, their teaching is also different. Because they always want to focus on the perfect things. Things should be perfect. There should not be any loopholes in here and there. So he was teaching, and he suddenly one day called this Manji. Come on, you stupid fellow, come out. These were the dialogues. You stupid fellow, come, go and solve that problem in the boat. And he was solving it. And every time he was telling, 2 into 2. 2 into 2. And he's saying, child, it's not 2 into 2, it's 2 multiplied by 2. And this boy was getting more scared because of the presence of such a tall man and that with such a stature. It's not 2 into 2, dear, it's 2 multiplied by 2. You repeat that. And he could not repeat. Again he said 2 into 2. Finally this brother got so much irritated. So he told the boy who was sitting in the front, Mr. Roy, tell him to take his bag and he can jump from any of the doors or windows of the classroom and he can go out. He's not fit to be over here. You will not believe that Manjit Singh came to his place, took the bag, left the school, never to come back. Later, we came to know that today he is one of the most famous artists of India, Manjit Singh. And these hotels, the 5-star hotel, 3-star hotel, they have paintings in their rooms. Many paintings are done by him. And he is now leading a life which is much beyond our life. We cannot even think of that. So each and every child is unique. But it is that we have to find out if that brother, his way of life was like that. If that brother have at least taken the pain to find out what is Manjit interested in other things apart from the studies, he could have definitely directed his parents, okay, your son is a very good artist, focus on this. But that was not done. So that is something which we teachers should. If somebody is good in music, if somebody is good in sports, games, whatever, studies are there, definitely they are the very purpose for which the students. But apart from that, they are coming for various other purpose, which can be nurtured by the schools. And whenever I go to any hotel, I just try to look into the painting and see if it is Manjit's painting or not. If it is Manjit written over there. Okay, so life is like this. We have to do something different. Just simply stereotyping classroom learning will not help in today's world of learning, what we call as 21st century learning, 21st century skills and this many things we are talking about. Okay. How can the teacher's burden to fill in the progress report be decreased? This is something also needs to be discussed. If we go to the Parak report, if we go to the Parak HPC report of foundation stage, it is a 24-page booklet. LKG, madam? Anybody? LKG, who is teaching in LKG? You are teaching. How many students in your class? 35. 35 students, if a progress report is made, 35 multiplied by 24, it comes to how many pages of writing? 35, 4, that means 140, 14, 4, 0, 14, 35, 37 you said, no? 35 students here. 35 multiplied by 24. It comes roughly around 880 or something like that. How many is coming? 840. 840 pages. 840 pages are coming. Madam, 840 pages if you have to write progress report, then just think about your condition, your fingers, because you have to write in hand. So how can he lessen the burden of this? That is also something that is to be taken very seriously, because too much writing may not also lead the parents to read everything. Some of the parents may not read it also. We will write with our heart and soul, but so that's why we also need to bring the parents into the forefront, to talk to them and to have regular meetings with them to make them understand that what is the gift. The teacher is taking so much pain to write this. Please read it and keep it as a souvenir of your child, so that when the child will grow, then you can tell the child about this. Okay, so these are some of the possibilities are there in order to make it. So therefore, HPC is what exactly? So far, whatever we have discussed, HPC, it's like a collaborative endeavor. It's a good work, which is done by parents. I will not call parents first. First, I will give my coin on my teachers. It's an output because of the teachers, because of the parents, because of the learner himself, and because of the peers. All of them are actually joining hands, but the major role is played by the teacher, because he or she is actually preparing this entire HPC. The HPC for the foundation stage, for the junior school, junior school is 24 pages. Okay. CBSE has customized it to 12 pages. And I have customized it to 6 pages for the pilot project that we are doing right now. That we will give it at least to 6 pages, at least taking a few things. So we want to see how it is how the progress card is progressing. That is also important for you to see. How the progress card is progressing. That is also now. Is it progressing? That is also important. And it's no use of wasting money and energy and resources. Paisa hai school mein to chalo we'll make a 24 page and then it will turn out to no. Let's go step by step. Money, if it is there, definitely it's good to have money, but then it has to be spent also in a very judicious way to make sure we get the best result out of it. Okay, so this is the thing. Aim and spirit quickly we'll see, because now we'll enter into it. Aim and spirit of HPC, the process of learning needs to be given more importance than the product. It's an age-old saying. It's an age-old. The process is more important than the product. How you are teaching the children, what are the aspects you are using, what are the different dimensions you are using, that's of much more importance than the result. How the student is solving the equation, the linear equation, what are the steps is following, that's of much more important than the answer. Somehow this way or that way they will make the answer, which is happening in this coaching classes, what they say. The coaching classes, people want to see the answer. If the answer is correct, you are there. But before answering, the process should be there. If I don't know how to reach from here to there, or what are the steps I will take in order to reach here, what are the different types of difficulties I have to face, and how I can overcome those difficulties in order to reach over there, is of much more importance than reaching over there. Definitely I will reach. I can do various ways. I can ask somebody to pick me up and put me over there. That is also a way of reaching over there. But what I am doing, that's important. That's why it's more important on on the process rather than the product. So, and obviously the process is the process of teaching, learning, the process of using all types of pedagogies, the strategies, the systems in order to make that the child reaches over there. And that is what is the work of the teacher. That's why we are actually exhausting ourselves to give our best. Assessment as of and for learning. Everything is for learning only. Learning doesn't mean again to score marks. Learning, let's make this thing very clear, and time and again we have to repeatedly tell the parents that learning is not limited to scoring marks. Learning is getting the knowledge for the rest of your life. Today, if you teach a child about how to solve a trigonometrical problem, maybe in tomorrow's world, the child may not be going into the world of trigonometry, but somewhere or other, he may face a situation where he may have to use a little bit of trigonometric ideas. Nobody can give guarantee where it will happen or where it will not happen. So at that time, whatever you have done will be used by this child. So it is, assessment is what? Assessment is for, of, and as learning. Assessment as for, as of and for learning. Everything for learning. And again, learning is not limited to score marks. Please let us. Learning is something which will be like a lifetime achievement. Whatever. The problem that many of us face today, some of the even interviews, when teachers come to give interviews, having all the master degree and all, are not able to write one complete application for a job. Yes, they cannot write. A simple application seeking for appointment, they cannot write. So assessment was never done in that way. Okay. Provides insights regarding the learner's strength, areas of interest, as well as scope for improvement. This is again the heart and soul of the HPC. Okay. What it will help us? It will provide insights regarding the learner's strength. What are the strengths that we have already discussed previously also? Areas of interest as well as scope for improvement. Strength. A child may be good in mathematics, but his interest is in music. His interest is in music, no? So the child, if the child is interested in music, then let us also focus that interesting area, because that area which he or she loves, the part which a child loves, a focus should be in that part also. Because through that, in area of interest, he may be good in mathematics, but the area of interest can make him a very professional musician in the world, which can also make him stand up. Like again, we should go out of this stereotype thinking, मेरा बेटा को सिर्फ डॉक्टर ही बनना है, इंजीनियर ही बनना है, वकील बनना है, चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट बनना है. Can be a very good musician. Rare cases. Competition is very tough over there, but then one who is interested can do. Be a dynamic and continuous process. It's a dynamic and continuous process, never-ending process. Progress is never-ending process, adding the growth and the development of learner instead of assessing or judging the final outcome. Let us see more about, let us see the brighter side of life. Let us see how the process is going on. How the process is going on, how achievements are made, what are the positive points that are coming, rather than judging, ye nahi hua, wo nahi hua, ye nahi tha, wo nahi tha, this was not there, that was missing. This is a typical way of assessment is also there. Let us see the positive side. Now, okay, you have missed this, you have missed that. Okay, so these need to be put over there, son, this needs to be put over there, and you see the brightness will come out. But then we don't do that. And even children are also, no, we cannot just blame ourselves only. Even children, when we give them, after the examination, when we give them the papers, they are hardly ready to see what mistake they have done. They are more ready to see where they have got less marks. Isn't it? Madam, you have not given me marks over there. Madam, you have not given me, sir, you have not given me, I deserve a mark over there. So this is that. What mistakes they do. But then we have to go with this process. Okay. Acknowledge and celebrate the uniqueness of each child. Please, let us celebrate the uniqueness of each child. Let us be positive. Madam was telling in the morning also, but will it be always possible? She is telling, some people will always come and protest. So we may not always be able to celebrate the uniqueness of the child, but let us try as much as possible. Okay, let us try to celebrate. Because see, compliments always work. Yes or no? Compliments always work. It is a booster dose. If somebody is doing good work, let us Tell that person, okay, you are doing a good work. You can do much better tomorrow. Please go. This would be the positive side of any person. But then many people are there. I don't want to say it in that way, but at least in my life I have found, even if you do good work, they will not acknowledge. They will try to put you down. Okay, they will try to put you down. No, it was not there. It is not like they will try to put you down. But again, those non-acknowledgement of from their part also turn out to be blessings for us. And we succeed and we become successful in life. That's important. So let us acknowledge the uniqueness of each and every child. Let us celebrate the uniqueness of each and every child. Trace the progress of all around development of the learner. In the beginning I told you, now we have to do a little more extra work than what we were doing previously. You always have to be on your toes around the school. You have to always move. During the recess time, you have recess duties also. No? We all have recess, teachers have recess duties. Even principal also have recess duty. Principal also moves around the school. So everybody will now keep an eye on the children, what they are doing. The positive side of the children. If they are doing something negative, that also has to be taken into consideration. Recommended to include multiple forms of assessment. Any type of assessment you do, respected teachers, there is no limitation, there is nothing like that. If you want to assess the child, you can do not only on the examination, not on any aspect, anything that you think is an assessment which will talk about the child, which will give you idea about the child, information about the child, the quality about the child. Please have a consultation with your head of the department, please have a consultation with your principal and get it approved, get that assessment approved and go for it. Because teachers are what? They have passions, they have compassion, and they have innovations with them. PCI. Passion. All of you are very passionate. That's what. See, each and every face is speaking about the passion. Bright. What, madam? Madam is always bright. Achha. See, the face of the teachers, the faces of the teachers speaks about their passion, about their compassion. And when you have passion, you have compassion, you have innovation, you come out with any type of assessment that you do. Just get it approved. That means that the final authority, the competent authority's approval is needed, and go for it and do it. Do a difference. So, recommended to include multiple forms of assessment, have the tools having varying flexible formats. Example, objective, descriptive, visual, any form, anything that you feel like. Even if you want to ask the children to make a video, to make a short video of 5 to 10 minutes on environment.
They are very good.
They are very good at it.
Very good maker of videos.
Yes, within minutes and seconds they will prepare and they will put it in front of you. From there you can judge about the teamwork of the children. Okay, or about say this sculpture. Many children are very good in making sculptures. Okay, and that sculpture that can be an asset to the school also. So assessments are plenty. You just innovate that. Innovation has to come from the teacher's point of view. Otherwise, it's an easy process. Okay, so features of the HPC, participatory and learner-centric approach. It is everybody is participating over it. The teacher is participating. The students are participating. Okay, everybody is participating, and it is a participatory learner-centric approach. What exactly this child is learning? Learning good manners, learning how to lead life, learning how to describe people, learning how to be good with people, learning how to collaborate with people, learning how to be sensitive to people. That's what the child is learning. So it's a learner-centric, everything about learning. It is inclusive, everybody is brought into under the fold. Okay, irrespective of the student's caste, creed, status, physical forms or whatever, it's an inclusive form of learning. It's an inclusive form of learning. Achha, assesses the task and not the learner. Assess the task, not the learner. Again, something very important. Because from the task only we will be able to assess the learner. It is very simple like that. So instead of assessing the learner, let us assess the task. The task we have given and how he has accompanied that task and what result is. From there we will automatically get to know the learner.
Participation.
Participation. Whether the learner is active or whether the learner is passive, whether the learner is interested or not interested from the work itself. So let us give more emphasis to the task rather than on the person. Okay, but unfortunately we human beings have a habit of assessing the person more than that. What he will do. He doesn't know anything. I know much better than you. These are very common thinking. Assess the ability of the child to complete an assessment according to defined competencies and skills. So assess the ability of the child. That's more. The word ability is very important over here. So assess the task, not the learner. Assess the ability. This word ability is very important because from there we will get to know about the child. Forget about the child. The work of the child will give us the work of his. Okay. Builds on self-awareness and self-esteem. Okay, the HPC is built on self-awareness and self-esteem. Okay, the HPC communicates the strength and the areas of improvement with participation and discussion between the teacher, the child, and wherever possible the parent. Very simple thing. It is a communication tool where the child, the parent, and the student, and the teacher, all three are involved, and they will give us the information about it. Okay. Goal setting. The HPC includes opportunity. Now, how we will prepare the HPC? There should be some sort of a goal. We will set the goals. On the basis of the goals, we will see how much the child is achieving, what we are helping, and on the basis of that, we will prepare rubrics and reports, and that we will put on the HPC to find out how the child is progressing. You have set, let us take an example. You have set a goal of, let us take the very simple thing, spellings. Since we will be discussing more about the foundation stage initially, let's take an example that the class teacher has decided that her goal on a particular, for this year, entire year, she has decided that before the year ends, at least 60, for a student of LKG I'm talking about, let's take 60 spelling, 65 letters spelling, starting from 2 letters, to 5 letters, 60 difficult spellings she will make the student learn, understand and remember for the rest of his life. That is the target that teacher has taken. Okay, now on the basis of that, the teacher will go on teaching, or the teaching learning process will go on. She will apply all sorts of assessments and tasks to make sure how the child learns those spellings, what to use is, what to wear es, what to wear s, how the pronunciation will come out, and each and every aspect of that spelling. Okay, where to use it, where not to use it, how to use it. So in this way, step by step, the child will get the competency level of the spellings. Okay, or better to say the competency level of the learning. And from there, she will be able to see the learning outcomes. Okay, he is remembering this way. Okay, I have taught him in this way. He's trying to remember it in this way. He's trying to remember it in that way. So in this way, the work will go on. And at the end of the session, when all the children of her entire class is successful with the 60 spellings, her goal is achieved. Okay, so that she will put in form of rubrics, and she will give whether the child is in the first stage or the second stage or the third stage, what improvement is written. So like that, the goal settings will be there, and we have to track the competency level. Every day you have to work in a different way, respected teachers. In order to give justice to this HPC, every day you have to do some sort of reporting. You have to give some extra hours, at least half an hour to 40 minutes extra you have to give, apart from the teaching learning time that we have in the school, to write down the rubrics. And every day's data has to be collected. Then only you will be doing justice to the HPC. Otherwise, it is just like a paper, that's all. By the heck of doing it, we are doing it. Okay. Interdisciplinary, sometimes what will happen, one teacher has to collaborate with the other teacher. You have heard about interdisciplinary teaching? Where 2-3 teachers together will actually join hands to make sure that the students learn. The chemistry teacher, the physics teacher, the English teacher may have to join hands to learn. Because learning is a complete process. It's not only limited to one subject or 2 subjects. Each and every teacher is somehow or other helping the student to learn. So every teacher has a duty to do, not only of their own subject, maybe helping with the other subject. Because if English madam knows how to write a good essay, and chemistry sirs know how to describe an experiment, but chemistry sir may not have those ornamental words which, if taken help with the English teacher, can bring out the best of the child. Presentation is nowadays it is saying that presentation is very important. No, if you are able to present properly, you have won half of the battle. So that's what we are looking for. Interdisciplinary learning, collaborative learning. Let's all join hands together and go with this. Then only we will be doing justice to the HPC. Otherwise, it will just remain like a paper. Flexible activities, any type of activity. Let's not set any limitations for the children. The moment you set limitations, you are actually robbing away their qualities and their creativities. The moment we set limitations, let us make things flexible. Okay, you want to do it in this way? Fine, you want to do it. Even sometimes if it is necessary, give the assessments of their own choice. What type of assessment you need, you tell me. Okay, from this particular English subject, what type of assessment you need? You need this type of assessment? Okay, you do it. You grade the assessment. Let us give this freedom to the children also. Because through that, you will get the idea whether the child is really able to get the real assessment. Because you are the master of it, you know how to do it, okay. But okay, you give the flexibility, you give the choice. Don't be very rigid. No, like the typical yesteryear convent schools. Yesteryear convent schools. I am also a convent school student, so I am very proud of my school, definitely. But there were certain limitations. Madam's this said, these are the words, within this you have to write the answer, you have to write the answer within those words only. If one word here and there has gone away, your marks will be deducted. That's not learning. That was, I studied one of the finest convent schools of India, I will say. I was lucky in that. But the initial stages of learning was limited. Like mug and jug things.
But that makes you.
That definitely, that's what I'm saying. I'm very proud of it. I'm very proud. That made me within. But today's world is saying, let's give a little bit of freedom. Because dynamics of the world are changing. At that time, things used to move in that way. In this today's world, the things are moving in a different way. Because we are taking the children to the 21st century learning where things are definitely changing. Okay. My world was like that. 60% of our learning came from imagination. Okay. But we also learned, and because of that, we are standing over what C has done. But now when I realize that thing comes into my mind, okay, because maybe I am a teacher of this world, so that's why I am thinking it in that way. That is okay. So let us make things more free, more flexible. Let us not be too much rigid, because rigidity may have limitations. Let us free our children. Let them set free. Okay. So this is the structure again. Okay, section with the structure of the HPC is like this. It has 3 development goals and competencies. We'll talk about this. Section 2 is about the portfolio of the child. Okay, what is this portfolio of the child? This is their made. And section 3 is the parents' feedback. This is general. This is what CBSE has made it. We'll enter into the parts one more in detail. We'll see where exactly. We'll have a 5-minute break. 10 minutes. We'll have a 10 minutes break, and then we'll come back, and then we'll go more into it where a little more deep thinking is needed. This is the superficial part of it.
Flexibility. What Surajit is continuing, I have told 10 sets and 10, I said 20, but again the teacher has started. That is what we want to teach. You should have the flex. Every day you have 20 minutes. Today when we have 10 minutes, faces of the teacher. All can be. You should be flexible enough. And one thing, whatever Surajit has said, I agree with him and agree with it. One thing I want to make it very clear, update yourself.
Exactly.
That is very important.
Very important.
Yes, so many teachers 94 teachers are sitting here. No teacher reads the newspaper. All of you are using YouTubes. All of you are seeing the videos. But nobody has, all of you are seeing the podcast. But podcast you are seeing not for how it is beneficial to the school. Yesterday I see the one podcast of Nirmala Sitharaman, who she is a finance minister. She was talking with the students of the school regarding the financial system. And one child has asked a very good question from her. That is what we want. Update yourself. The people are sitting in the library, not reading. Read, I am not telling read only English books or Hindi books. Whatever you are getting in front of you, you should read. And that gives you enough of information. I always say, as Surajit and HPC is telling, that relax with the student, give freedom to the students. Freedom doesn't mean that only whatever you have giving them the assignments or the exercises. And we continuously in the meetings, we talk always. Give them, and all the children are unique. As he said, surroundings. You said surroundings of the students. We always discuss the surrounding of the students. Don't put the label.
Right. That's important.
Don't put the label.
Never put a label. He's a weak child or a strong
तो या वो कुछ कर ही नहीं सकता कोई मैडम वो कर ही नहीं सकता कर सकता है
कर रहा है
और करते हैं so that is what the gist of HPC. So how we are doing, very important. The different sections we are seeing. Parents, as he said, we are having different type of parents. we cannot satisfy all the parents.
Exactly.
Because some of the parents, they want children. Some of the parents, they come on the formality to sign on the report card.
Yes. Some come just to see how many marks you have not given.
Not given. Where you have deducted,
Yes.
how you have deducted. And,
Isko mila, isko
and ask
mila.
the paper for the tuition teacher.
Yes.
They ask the paper, ma'am, give, we'll see, we will show the
As
tuition
the
teacher.
tuition teacher is much more
Much
valuable
more.
and knowledgeable than the class teacher. The class teacher has to pass through various processes in order to become the class teacher. But that they don't. This is also the tuition
But we
master.
cannot change the
We
mentality.
cannot change the mentality. Okay. So
But
that's
we can divert the mentality.
exactly.
And don't put, and I always say, don't give the negative remarks.
No.
Because the parents will get,
Yes.
Angry.
Angry. मेरा बच्चा ऐसा
मेरा बच्चा ऐसा कर नहीं सकता. और आज के पेरेंट्स को ये समझाना कि आपका बच्चा नहीं कर सकता, it's very difficult. They can do whatever they want. So it's our responsibility to make them understand. Patience रखना पड़ेगा, and that is very important. That is, teacher has the patience रखना.
Definitely, एकदम. You just simply cannot expect to become angry.
Become angry.
You cannot expect to be angry.
और उनको ज़्यादा मजा आता है.
If you get angry, yeah, if you get angry.
They will मतलब they
They'll
will become more happy.
They'll recreate on that. Yeah, they'll be happy.
That will be the recreation for them.
Recreation, देखा हमने मैडम को जाके तो गुस्सा दिला.
हम तो गुस्सा वो देखो क्या हुआ.
क्या हुआ?
That is what. चलो.
अच्छा, before go. At the end of the day, we'll go for a draw of lots, and one teacher, as madam was telling, one teacher from the school will get 1 year's free subscription of the Reader's Digest magazine. So this is the price from my side. Everybody is taking
And how many of you have seen the Reader Digest? Many. What is the difference between the earlier days and today's?
It is highly updated, the information, the content is different, the articles are also updated. Earlier we used to read about the different directions and parts, but nowadays it is very much upgraded.
Upgraded book is there, so definitely they have to upgrade.
The articles are very different. Since my childhood I am reading Reader Digest. But
Reader,
I
now the
find
thickness of the
Thickness
book
of the
has
book
changed.
has gone down.
The thickness of the book has gone down.
Yes.
The content of the book has been decreased.
But the flavor is
But
still
the
there.
flavor is still
there. And one teacher will do a draw of lots, okay, and one teacher will get 1 year free subscription of the Reader's Digest magazine, either the print one or the digital one. Which one? Okay, so that is the promise. Already in the 2 schools I have done it. This will be the 3rd one. Okay.
India today, the thickness of the India today
Today has gone down. Yes. But the what are the things? What are the different materials we need to put into the HPC that we need to see? Okay. The format. This is a suggestive. This is a suggestive format by CBSE. Okay. Oh, yes.
Thank you. This is the suggestive format by CBSE. Again, I am repeating the same thing. You can customize it according to your need. So what are the points they are saying? This is a suggestive exemplar card based on Nipun Bharat is that organization under NCERT which with Parak they are actually suggested the thing. Guidelines prepared for classes preschool 1 to grade 3, preschool and grade 1 to grade 3. And I think all of you by now you know that the word class is now slowly moving away. We are now neither we are calling them as standards or classes, we are calling them as grades. Because that word class was meaning as if it was separating people. Okay, class apart we say no. So that was that some sort of a discrimination used to take place. Okay, that's why. CBSE affiliated schools may adopt the card as per their requirement, context, locality and priorities. In the beginning I told you, okay, that the place where you stay, the status you have in the school, the infrastructure that you are having, with these things you can combine together and you can make your own report card. Okay, there is no hard and fast rule, no it has to go in this way. There's nothing like that, you prepare it. This line is very important. CBSE affiliated schools may adopt the card as per their requirement, context, locality and priorities. So you can do it, okay. This card is an individualized comprehensive representation of the student's progress that already you have seen. HPC builds on continuous assessment, present a picture of the student's progress across specific time, field and all those things. Okay, It's a comprehensive list of age-wise, grade-wise, age-wise. This is age-wise. Sorry. Age-wise, grade-wise, progress card provides disaggregating reporting unlike a single score of or letter or grade. What we have generally the report card that we have where we give a single score or we give grades in form of letters A plus, B plus, something like. It's nothing like that. It is something beyond that. Okay. However, for the purpose of reporting the progress of a student, selected competencies that represent the critical areas of instructions and development are highlighted in the card along with each development goal. Report card, marks and all, but still in order to talk about it, in order to give a comprehensive idea how the child is, that's why some create on the basis of these goals, how they are achieving them, that we report in the progress card. And that will also show that how the child is progressing. Okay, that is again the main purpose of it. Okay, now as according to National Curriculum Framework, school education and this foundation stage, in any school, the process of learning takes place in this way. First of all, there is aim of education. Each and every organization, each and every school have some aim towards education. Okay, your school may have some, my school may have some, somebody else's school may have. So first of all, it depends upon the aims of education. On the basis of the aim of education, the curricular goals are met. You prepare the curricular goals. Your aim is this. On the basis of that aim, you prepare your own curricular goals. That I want my students to achieve this, I want my student to achieve that. That we have done. Once the goal is prepared, then what will happen? The competencies are created. Competencies are created means you have a goal. On the basis of the goal, you are continuing the process of teaching learning process. In the process of teaching learning, whatever competencies the students are creating. Say for example, the chemistry teacher is teaching the student about chemical equations. Chemical equations are a particular area where students do find a lot of difficulties. Okay, why the chemical equation should be balanced? Why if it is not balanced, what will happen? Now there is a reason behind balancing. Anybody teaching chemistry over here? Chemistry, sir? You are teaching. Right in front of you. So definitely there is a system. See, we know an acid and a base, if they react, they will get salt and water. That we know very well. But at the same time, it should be balanced also. No? This many number of molecules of acid, this many number of molecules of base should add, then we will get this thing. Now this balancing is important. Why? Because if things are not balanced, then how will we get the right picture? That's the basic reason of chemistry. Yes, the law is there. No. These things are also very complex things. Okay, they are high. The simple matter, if things are not balanced, they will not work out properly. They will get disbalanced. They will tumble down. They will fall down. So we have to teach the students step by step how the chemical equation will be balanced. And every step the student will learn something. The student will get a complete idea. So sir will teach them very clearly about the concept of chemistry, chemical balancing, how to write two molecules, how to write two atoms, on the left hand side, right hand side, how they are balanced. If a little bit of heat is required, what type of sign will be given for heat, a triangle, whether the gas is going upwards or downwards, for upwards to make, complete total idea about facts and figures of the learning has to be given. If the arrow is placed upward means the air is going up, if it is going downwards means it's going down, whether it is a chemical equation where heat is given out or heat is taken in. Okay, so all these things step by step we will teach, and every step when the student will get a complete idea means what? He is now competent enough to know the equation and can apply it whenever he or she feels like. So that is why for every goal that we have competency levels to have complete, total, clear-cut idea, no gaps here and there, no ifs and buts here and there. And of course with that we also have learning outcomes. Learning outcomes are like in the process of learning. A school of thought believes that learning outcome is the end result. It is not always, it is not the end result. In the process of learning, because reaching this competency level is not so easy. It takes time for the child to understand each and every child. So the basics of learning, when it happens, the basics or the intermediary facts which happens when the learning takes place, they are actually known as learning outcomes. Like say for example, madam, what subject you teach? Madam teaches SST. Very good. Now, she is teaching the student about how to do map pointing. We have maps, we go for map pointing. Now, map pointing is a very, very technical aspect of learning. It's technically if the techniques are applied, or better to say, if the techniques are applied properly, then no student will ever make a mistake in the map. Like how to draw the river on a map, if you are drawing a river. How to point a particular place, if you know that their this thing, what you call their location properly. Okay, this is the what you call this particular latitude, longitude. Sorry, I will not. If you know this particular latitude, longitude, then easily you can point out the map. But before that, the child should know what is latitude, what is longitude, how the conjunction will take place. If the river, whether the river is coming from up to down, whether it is a mountain-fed river or a rain-fed river. If it is a mountain-fed river, that river will be always having water. Okay, that river will never dry up because from the mountain, this what you call the ice is melting and coming out. Okay, the gulfs. How to write down the gulfs? Okay, what is the difference between a gulf and what is the difference between a bay? There is a big question. Like many people say, why it is called Bay of Bengal? Why can't we call it as a large gulf? You know, people talk about gulf. Why it cannot be called as a large, bigger gulf? Okay, because they say that certain part of water has entered into the land area. So all these questions. So once these things are made very clear, then the competence. And in the process, the student will understand what is latitude, what is longitude, how many molecules are there, what is the meaning of the word molecule, what is the difference between a molecule and an atom. These are learning outcomes. From your way of teaching here, CBSE has slightly changed this learning outcome meaning, but as far as Bharat, the learning outcomes are the middle levels of learning. Okay, we'll see the definitions quickly. So any school, once again I will say, aims of education, on these 4 parameters the learning takes place in any school. Aims of education, curricular goals, competencies and learning outcomes. These are the things we have to put in the report card and in the progress card. Aims are educational vision. Aims are educational vision that each and every school has. Okay, statements that give broad direction to all deliberate efforts of education system. Education vision, deliberate efforts. Purposely you have made those efforts to make sure that it gets a broad vision of the learning. Now it includes what? It includes teaching learning process. It includes what you want your students to know, how much money you will apply, because finance is also one of the visions for education. Okay, if it is not there, what type of teachers will be applied, how much time will be given, within that time how much will be achieved, what is the target for this. These are all aims of education. Each and every school, each and every college, each and every institution has some sort of aims of education, some sort of visions. On the basis of that, we make our curricular goals. We'll talk about that also. I'll show you the examples. Curricular goals are statements that give directions to the curriculum. By the way, what is curriculum? What is curriculum? Yes. All of you know what is curriculum. What is curriculum? Can anybody give a complete, proper definition of curriculum? Double chocolate. Curriculum. Yes, please.
So design of teaching, what we will be teaching and how the things will be taught.
Design of teaching, what you will be teaching and what will be taught.
How taught and assessment all included.
For a particular age group.
For a particular age
Or a grade.
Or a grade.
A set of syllabus, or we can syllabi, or we can call it activities together.
Activities
For a set
also.
of,
Okay.
for a grade.
So the overall things we cover in a particular session, like syllabus and division wise, like if this portion has been given portion and all, including all. Total we are going to cover part of the NCF actually.
Can you name a few?
Like NCF curriculum. This curriculum is the part of the NCF actually. NCF first designs that this we have to talk. That subject wise we make the curriculum. Like
What are the parts of the curriculum?
This syllabus, this portion, timetable, everything we have to cover in that particular session.
You are partly correct, ma'am, definitely. You are also
Sir.
partly correct.
Sir, in a very short and precise way, it's a race course where we run to achieve a goal.
We are run to achieve a goal.
Achieve a goal.
What are the
The
different
learning
parameters
goals.
of this curriculum? Can you name a few? Lesson plan.
Objectives.
Lesson plan.
Activities.
Activities. Okay. Sir said, what did you say, sir? Once again, can you repeat? You said the overall process.
Designing what we design of teaching, whatever we teach how the assessment will be taken, how the reclassing will be taken, and all the particular course is provided.
Can you name one or two parameters of specifically? They are also a part of it.
Like, again, we design the assessment like nowadays we are taking all the criteria, and then in between we are subject enrichment. So that is part, that is, we are also monitoring how the progress is going.
Right.
Everything is designed in that curriculum.
Right.
And we are going through that curriculum.
Anybody else has anything to say? Yours one. Sir, I forgot your name, but I should know your name. Sudhir, sir.
Time required, number of periods to teach one particular topic.
Session-wise division of
Session-wise
division.
Session-wise division of the syllabus. Okay. Yes, sir. Yes, anybody else? Okay, scholastic and post-scholastic also. Scholastic and post-scholastic. Okay, what I'll tell you, respected teachers, whatever each one of you said, there's nothing wrong in it, absolutely correct. But we have to combine all your, whatever you say has to be combined with it. Curriculum, if we talk about in real sense, in an academic point of view, curriculum is the overall experience that an individual gets in an institutional setting. The overall experience an individual receives in an institutional setting. Now, when you talk about institute, means of the learning area, learning place. Okay. Now, curriculum includes definitely syllabus is part of the curriculum. Your scholastic is a part of the curriculum. The quality of the teachers is a part of the curriculum. Okay, that also is a part of the curriculum. Okay, you cannot neglect the teachers. The teaching learning materials that you are using is a part of the curriculum. The lesson plan that you are preparing is a part of the curriculum. Okay, the culture of the school, the very culture of the school is a part of the curriculum. Okay, what type of culture the school possesses? You can say, sir, how can it come in there? Yes, it is a part of the curriculum because within that culture you will be delivering the best of your teaching and the learning qualities to your student. So that is also a part of the curriculum. So curriculum is not only limited to syllabus, not only limited to examinations, not only limited to assessment. Curriculum is the overall experience, and the curriculum is not for one particular year or two. As long as an individual is in an academic setup, as long as an individual is in an academic setup, starting right from LKG till whichever level he or she wants to go, master's degree, PhD or all, that entire experience he or she, that is actually the curriculum. Okay, this is what NCFT has to say. In a short, in a very simple layman's language, I will say that the overall experience that an individual gets in an institutional setting is curriculum. Okay, so each and every part that whatever you said is a part of the curriculum. So even the teaching learning materials that you prepare is a part of the curriculum. The way you talk is a part of the curriculum. The activities that you are doing is a part of the curriculum. The swimming classes that the students are attending is a part of the curriculum. Okay, but all of you have given exact correct answers. So some sort of things should be done. We will start from sir because you are the first man to start with it. Okay, thank you for your contribution in enlightening us about curriculum. The madam said something. I cannot remember who was. Sorry. Yes. My favorite madam said something. Yes. How can I forget you?
Thank you so
You
much,
said
sir.
something. Yes, you also said something. Taking part is very important. Anybody else? Sudip sir also said something. Sudip sir, I'm very sorry for what you name, sir. You said, yes, madam, you said for your contribution in enlightening us and something from this video. Okay, Sudip sir said something. Okay. So everybody's contribution is very important because when the process of learning takes place, he always says something. Good. Okay. Okay, thank you respected teachers for helping us all to know exactly what is curriculum. So this is what curriculum. So that is why curriculum goals. It is not only limited to the teaching learning part. Okay, lot many things it is. So curricular goals are statements. Please let us read it very clearly. That give directions to curriculum development. You prepare the curriculum development, a lot many development and implementation. You develop it, you create it and you implement it. Not only developing and writing and implement it. They are derived from aims and a specific stage to are specific to a stage in education. They are derived from aims. So you have an aim. The school has an aim for education. On the basis of that, you will prepare the curriculum, which I said curriculum goals, and it is specific for every stage. The curricular goal that you have for foundation stage, you should not have it for the preparatory stage. And again, so on and so forth with the secondary or the middle stage. Each and every stage should have its own curricular goals. Okay, and that is clear, normal. Okay, I cannot have the system of study of the nursery class to that of class 5 or 6. That is sheer stupidity. Many schools and many parents have this feeling. No? That no, my students of my class 5 students can solve problems of class 8. Okay, they can do it by this and that. It's absolutely wrong concept. It is a complete, total wrong concept. Let the child learn according to his or her capacities, standards of learning and all these things. This is not a big age appropriate. That's why NCERT books are made in that way. 1 or 2 child prodigies may come out, that's a different story altogether. But normally, if somebody says that it is sheer, and many parents have said, मेरा बेटा तो ऐसा कर देता है, वैसा कर देता है. Last में देखा जाता है कि कुछ ही नहीं करता. Yeah, it's a fact, madam. Okay. Next we come to competencies, most critical area. Competencies are learning achievements. Very simple. Competencies are learning achievements that are observable. You can see them, that are observable and can be assessed systematically. And you can assess them systematically. So, competencies are learning achievements. I have taught the child about this, about the microphone. What is this microphone? The child has understood it. His achievement is, he has understood the meaning of this micro. Means small, phone means to talk, or call, or sound has to come, or whatever it is. Okay. Next part, which will be systematically assessed. These competencies are derived from curricular goals. You prepare the curricular goals from the basis aims. From the aims you come to the curricular goals. From the curricular goals you will get the competencies. This is where a teacher's tremendous attention is needed to find out whether the student is achieving that competency level or not. And there your judgment plays a very vital role. Because you have created the goal. You know what are the things exactly you need from the child. If those things are available, means he or she has reached that competency level and are expected to be attained at the end of a stage. This is generally like the foundation stage. Now in the first year you may not have all the competencies perfect to the child. It will continuously go in the process, okay? And maybe by the end of 5 years of a particular stage of learning, the child will become competent enough to understand all those things very clearly. So it's a long process, it's a time-consuming process. In 1 day, 2 days, overnight, you cannot expect to get everything from the child that you want. But in the process, you will get maybe not 100%, maybe around 70%, 80% result will be there, and that will be taken into consideration. That the child is in the process. Okay, the child is in the process of progress, on and on. And learning outcomes. Competencies are attained over a period of time. Okay, 1 full session the child is taking, 2 full sessions the child is taking to attain that competency level. Therefore, interim markers of learning achievements are needed so that teachers can observe and track the learning and respond to the needs of. So, in the process, at what level, at what particular level, what competencies the child is achieving, they are actually known as learning outcomes. Like say, for example, I'll give you an example. We teach the small children about handwriting. We teach the small. What we do, generally in the nursery class, what do? We make the student just draw lines. Straight line, slant line, curvy line, scribbling line, holding the pencil properly. How to hold the pencil, that is one of the most difficult tasks that a teacher has to do with the student. Because everybody's nerves are not so strong, the fingers are very tender. Holding the pencil is the first line of learning. So at every level you have to watch how the child is holding the pencil. Some will hold it in this way, some will hold it in this way, some will hold it in this way, some will hold it in this way. Yes, somebody will hold somebody. Yes, somebody will not hold at all. Okay, why he is not holding, that is also a question. That is also a question. Why he or she is not holding the pencil? That's a big question. So there also we have to find out, is the pencil small enough for him to hold? Or he cannot balance up, or his fingers are not perfect to hold it. Yes, some children fingers are like that. So these are the competencies, these are actually the learning outcome. At every step, maybe it takes 3 days, 4 days, on the 5th day you find the child is finally holding the pencil. Okay, so one learning outcome is, in the process of writing, he or she has been able to hold the pencil properly. The most difficult part of teaching comes from the junior school. And that's why I always keep the juniors, all teachers I keep at a high esteem. To me, all the teachers, because without them, the world cannot run. But a special emphasis will be always very difficult to teach. Very difficult. Junior section school teaching is not an easy game plan. It needs lot of patience, lot of planning, lot of innovations. Then only, and each and every child is different, moody, and this. By the time the children come to class 6 and 7, they are quite mature. They are quite mature, and we have to take this fact. So that's why in some schools you find, and I don't want to name that school. My wife is a teacher of that group of schools. Okay, they have a very the high school teachers. They have a very snobby type. She's a junior school teacher. She's a junior school teacher. She's not a teacher or what? My wife, my wife is a teacher of DAV public school. Let us make it very clear. She is a teacher of DAV public school. So when she joined the school, some 15 years ago, she was made the teacher of the junior school. Okay, and she was a very popular over there. Now she is promoted to the high school, and she said, "Why I got promoted? I still regret the promotion. If I was there, I would have lived a better life." Okay, chalo, theek hai, whatever it is. So she was in the junior school, and sometime in somewhere I met one particular teacher. He also happened to be the teacher of that particular school. And out of discussion, I said, "Okay, my wife is also teaching." "Oh, what is her name?" I said, "She's a junior school teacher." And I said, "So what? She's a junior, she's not a teacher? She's not capable of delivering?" Then I gave him a long lecture about teaching the train itself. Other people were sitting on either side. He said, "Dhanna hai Prabhu. Baap re baap, apni to kya ekdam," in Bengali they said, "Aap to usko ekdam kapda mein sab kuch sikhla diya." No. See, teachers are teachers. Whichever part you are teaching, each and every teacher is a respected person, because they are giving their best. And it's a fact we have to understand that teaching in the junior school is a very difficult job. Because you have to move with the mood of the child.
Lots of patience.
Lots of patience you need. It is not at all a very simple job.
Even the preparatory teachers also.
Yes, even the preparatory, everywhere. Starting from nursery, LKG, UKG, up to class 2, 3, I will tell you. After that, children slowly become matured and all. So that is a very difficult. Okay, and
To make them sit on.
to make them sit only, it's a big difficult one. Okay, make them sit, make them eat. If they don't eat, the parents will come and say, "My child is not eating, you are not taking care." This, that, so many things are. So everything that is happening, every interim marker that is happening has to be noted down, and we have to note down everything. So we'll see an example of how this happens, how this goes on. Okay, let us take an example. Exemplar breakdown of aim and outcome of this thing. Okay, what you call as at the foundation stage, which you people generally see or you get it. It is very difficult to read that, but I will tell you. So aim is rational thought and autonomy. The aim of education is clear-cut thought, which the children should develop, and autonomy. Autonomy is freedom. If we don't give freedom to the children will not be able to learn properly. Okay. So aim of the school is rational thought, and this is an example how the working will be done. Okay. So next you make a curricular goal. So on the basis of this aim, the curricular goal is what? Children develop effective communication skills. Children develop effective communication skills for a day-to-day interactions in 2 languages. We have taken 2 languages. Okay. So let us say English is one of the language, and the other language can be the language Hindi or the mother tongue or whatever you want to apply in your school. That freedom is there with you. is the curricular goal for foundation stage. So effective communication, developing effective communication skill in 2 languages is your goal for the entire foundation stage. Means you, one particular, not one teachers together will focus on this and try to develop the effective communication in one particular stage. Let's take the foundation stage, starting from nursery to class 2 or 3, whatever it is. Okay. Now, what are the competency levels that you will achieve? Okay, competency converses fluent. When the actions are taking place, the competency level that you reach is that converses fluently and can hold meaningful conversation. After watching the students, after delivering whatever you want to deliver. Yes, ma'am, sir. Okay, you can take mine. So we will stop for 1 minute. Okay, please. Okay, let him change it. In the meantime, let us discuss it. So your competency level is this: the competency level that the children can converse fluently and can converse with meaningful conversations. And what will be the learning outcomes? The learning outcomes we will see. So let us see what they do. Let me change it and then. Okay, just 2 minutes will take because that part I need it. And it's a very important example. If once we know this, you can automatically do the others. We will see a few other subjects also. Then only it will become easy for us to write the HPC. By 1 o'clock we will finish up the program. That's very nice. Thanks. What are you putting See, this is the one where it needs only explanation. Right?
Long time.
That's why a little bit breaks and all things. That is the person. And before that, teacher comes in the next step. Before that auntie who brings him from the gate to the school. Before that auntie who brings the student from the gate to the classroom. Because he or she is carrying the boy, they become close to him. They first start conversing with them. They start trusting them, they first converse with them. Because that auntie is carrying every day from the mother, the child, that auntie takes them, all schools we have these aunties. Okay, who are the DBs, what we call them, and they will become close to them. They will talk to them, and next person who will be close is the peer who is sitting beside. It's a proof fact worldwide. It happens in each and every school across the world. So first start, and they will just talk a little bit. Oh, this is happening. Auntie, हाथ आप पकड़ के रखो. मैं खो ना जाऊँ. Because the mother has told, बेटा स्कूल में खो ना जाना. आंटी मैं आप हाथ पकड़ के रखो, मैं खो ना जाऊँ. अगर मैं खो गई तो. So these are some beautiful conversations come out of it. Okay, so this is that. So initially what they do, it will become difficult for you to read and then listen sensitively and speaks in short conversations with familiar group of people. So familiar group of people, definitely the student, his peer, the person who is sitting beside him. Acha, the first day, the second day they come and what they generally talk. So तुम्हारा भी लाल पेंसिल है, मेरा भी लाल पेंसिल. Friend. So they both become friends. You have red pencil, I have red pencil. As the time passes, as the child lives within the school for more hours, we calculate in hours, days and all, no? Then what will happen? The child will become more confident. Okay, this part you cannot see, I am again reading. Initiate conversation in daily life with peers and teachers in a variety of local settings. As the student lives with the teacher, as the student lives in the school, now the student finds a teacher of close person. Initially the child was scared with the teacher because new person, as he is dictating the things in the classroom, do this, do that, sit over here. But with that feeling also the child developed, because children are also, oh, mera phone na chhod ke aaye. But as you know, these are very, very simple yet beautiful things that happen inside the class. Initially, with that Didi, then the child sees the teacher. Because that is the very close relationship that develops with the teacher. Because the teacher is asking the student every day, you have taken your food properly? You have put your books in the bag properly? Sometimes the teachers put the bags in the bag properly. Teachers have to tie their shoelaces and all. Because that is what we all do it. And a bond develops. And now the student starts talking with the teacher directly. And we will talk about lot many things about life. That small kid has also a life, a beautiful life. And he goes, "Pata hai, madam, kal na hum homework nahi kar paye." Kyun nahi kar paye? Why you didn't do it? Because they were shouting. Who was shouting? Mommy and daddy, they were shouting and howling. How can I do my work? It happens on that. Yes. They will come and tell you. They were shouting. You tell them not to shout. See, the psychology behind is now the student is depending more on the teacher because he knows that if the teacher can tell me, she has the power to tell my parents also. And teachers do tell their parents not to shout and they don't shout. And they don't shout. So what happens? They start doing meaningful conversation. These are actually the competency levels the child is actually achieving in the process of you are talking, the child is talking, and slowly he goes with meaningful conversations. Talks about life. You know, yesterday we went to the market. My father said, we will eat pizza. Mommy said, no, she will eat gupchup. Father said, no, she will eat, what is that, dahi bada. Fighting. पर लास्ट में तो पिज्जा ही खाने पड़ा हम बोले ना beautiful conversations they make. So this is actually proper conversation taking place. The rationality they are coming. Okay. After that, what happens? So as time passes on, okay. Actually, I also have to go to that area. I will read it from here. Okay. Then engage, first of all, they talk to the teacher and then engage in conversations that engage in, or I can see it from there also. Engage in conversation based on event stories of their needs and ask questions. Third level, what happens, you know? As the student, as the time passes, now they start asking questions. They talk about events. They talk about stories which are relevant to their life. Okay. Okay. And the conversation becomes more meaningful. When the conversation becomes meaningful, you are actually slowly reaching the goal. You want meaningful conversation. With the passage of time, the child becomes more disciplined. That child who was always talking now have understood that no, I should only speak when I am spoken to. So the child will listen to others and will only speak when he or she is allowed to speak. It happens with the passing of it. Maybe you will not be able to say it in the nursery class, but by the time the child has come to LKG, UKG or class 1, the process of conversation is taking, now the child is more disciplined. Because in the school, he is living with the teacher, he is taking the instruction, he or she is taking the instruction from, and we say, no, hey, you don't shout. When I will ask you, then only you will say. Now that enters in. No, when madam will ask me, then only I will say. Before that, I will not say. Otherwise, my value will not be there. That much the child has developed. And that's why they talk like this. Okay. And then finally what happens? After that what happens? And they maintain the thread of conversation across multiple settings and all these things. Okay. So this process, once they learn and understand that I have to be disciplined, I have to speak only when I am spoken to, I cannot speak irrational things. Okay. Slowly this process will continue. And this, it's like it will go on increasing as the child will go from one stage of learning to another stage of learning. So this is one of the curricular goals that we have, and these are the competency levels. Initially the child will not talk to everybody, only talk to the people who are very close. Maybe that sister of the school, that ayah of the school, maybe his peer. Slowly the teacher comes in the front, because now the teacher is directly engaged, the teacher is doing everything, the child develops that special empathy for the teacher. And from here that situation develops, what my teacher tells is the best. That's why I'll say, you tell my parents not to shout. Yes, the students do say like this to the children. You tell my parents not to shout. Otherwise, I cannot study. हमको डांटे ना. Tell them also not to scold me, not to beat me. I told my mother, if you beat me, I will complain to madam. This it develops, and it is developing ever since time is immemorial. That belief system develops. No, that bond gets created, and it becomes from strong to stronger as time passes. The child becomes more disciplined. This is what we need to learn. Okay, so these are the competency levels. Okay. Engages with non-fiction, narrates daily experiences that I have told you. Engages in conversation, waits for their turn to speak and allows others to speak. This is where the child is getting discipline. This is also in the process of communication. Discipline also is a part of that learning system. No? If everybody starts howling and shouting together, then it will not happen. Then it will not continue. Then the meaning will not be there. The very rational thought of achieving the target will not be there. So that is also happening. And maintains the thread of conversation across multiple exchanges. On whichever topic you ask them to talk, whichever matter, they will maintain this, and they will at the same time they will maintain this discipline. I am not saying that exactly it happens in this way, but in most of the cases, if you seriously take your class, you will find that it goes in this way. Children do talk in this way. They will start in this way, and they will continue. So, what are the learning outcomes? The learning outcomes is that expressing their needs and feelings through short, meaningful sentences. When the child is talking initially with the people whom they are close to each other, what the child will do? Express their feelings in short sentences. They are not able to make long sentences because they are not that much exposed to the world of communication. But simple things they can say. No? I want to go to the toilet. Very common one. Tie my shoelace. I want water. I want to drink water. He is disturbing. Very common. She is taking my pencil. Again, I will give my pencil to her. So small conversation, beautiful conversation. If they can do this, means your learning outcomes they are getting. What you are looking for, you are actually getting over there. Okay. Narrates daily experiences in simple sentences when initiates conversations. Okay. The competency level is to initiate conversation, and how they do it. When you observe, you have to observe. Then you have to observe. Narrates daily experience in simple sentences and ask simple questions using when, what, how, whom. Very common with children. How this happens? Why this happens? When it happens? Why the train is running? How the people go inside the train? Why the lantern is burning? Why the candle is burning? Why the bus stopped at that particular point? These types of questions they will ask. It happens in this way. Okay. So like this, each and every stage, in the learning stage, each and every part, the child gains more and more confidence, starts speaking fluently, and by the time the child has come to class 2, 3, your achievement, the entire foundation group teachers' goal that they set to make children at least converse in 2 languages fluently is expected. This report, when you will make the HPC, you can give this report that this is the condition of it. Some will learn, some may not. It's not that everybody will learn. Some will learn very fast, some will take time, some will only learn when you go on nagging them from behind. So your target is to make sure that they learn. Okay, so this is one. Sir, can we have the next one, please? In the same way, suppose we want to have with subject science. This is about the junior section. We want to have with subject science. Achha. Our curricular goal is communicate questions on observation and conclusions related to science. We have taken a subject science. On the subject science, we want to have this competency levels we want to see, where we have curricular goals. So curricular goal is what? To see whether they can communicate and talk everything in science. Now if you are teaching science, definitely they should be talking about science. You cannot expect them to talk about social science all the time. With science, that's not possible. Sometimes it may be possible. So, communicate questions, observations, and conclusions related to science. This is your goal. You want to see whether they understand science, whether they talk science, whether they question in science or not. And what are the levels? What are the competencies they are getting? Then use scientific communicate science. Yes, if you want to talk about science, you should use scientific vocabulary. You cannot use any other vocabulary. Otherwise, what's the use of it? So first point is that they are using a scientific vocabulary, like the words is associated with science: action, reaction, dynamics, thermodynamics, position, point, distance, displacement. These are all scientific points. Okay, vocabulary. accurately in oral, written form and through visual representations also. If you want to ask them to talk about science, they will visually represent this using science vocabulary. They will write with science vocabulary. Curricular goal is achieved. That means they are in the right direction. Designs and build simple models to demonstrate scientific concepts. The second level of learning of science is that you want the companies that they can, whatever science they have studied, can they design that in their own way? Can they make a model out of it? Can they easily comprehend that model to make science learning interesting? See, when they will make the model, two things will definitely happen. One, by preparing the model, the entire idea about the science will be in their mind. It said now that seeing is believing, doing is believing. You do, you remember it. You see, you remember it. So that is why more practical approach. The psychomotor skills are applied over here to see whether the student is. This is also one of the curricular goals or one of the competency levels of understanding science will take place on the basis of this curricular goal which you have set up to make sure that student understands science. So communicating in science, doing experiential learning through science, like models and all these things, they will get this thing. And another goal they are keeping it, that goal is, let me read what they are saying. Represents real world events and relationships through design, through diagrams, simple mathematical representations and all. One part is the book learning, okay, this is the word. Second part is, okay, whatever there. In the real world, how this related with the real world, that is also something to be taken into consideration. We have discussed about, say, thermometer. The clinical thermometer, because we have told that we have taught the child about the clinical. A clinical thermometer is in this shape. It has mercury in it. Okay, if you apply it on a certain areas to find out the temperature, you get it. What is the real life application? Measure your temperature when you fall asleep. Use that thermometer. That is the practical application. Use that thermometer. Put it under your armpit. Keep it there for 2 minutes to 3 minutes. Give a little pressure and see how the thermometer is reacting with the body. The point where the mercury level will stop is your actual body temperature. This is the practical aspect of it. That is also one of the competency levels. Once you teach this thing, the child will never forget. We never forget how to read the thermometer, no? Because that is our competency level we have used it. And at different levels we use that thermometer to find out what is the temperature of the body or something else that we need. So this is like with science, if these things are there, it is learned in this way. You can put in the report, okay, the child knows how to apply it in the right way. Child has a vocabulary of this when you will give the report on the HPC. Or let us take another one, say mathematics. We'll discuss all three. You still have enough time. One curricular goal on mathematics. Mathematics teachers will also get this. Analyze the characteristics and properties of 2 and 3 dimensional geometric shapes, specific locations, and describe spatial relationships and recognizes and creates shapes that have symmetry. Okay, so what is this? Now, the curricular goal of yours, the curricular goal is analyze characteristics and properties of 2-dimensional and 3-dimensional figures. 2-dimensional figures, we know what are those. The length and breadth is a 2-dimensional figure. Length, breadth, volume is a 3-dimensional figure. How to make them, how to draw them. Talk about this specific geometric shapes. We should locations where they can be used in real life, where they can be used. And at the same time, what is the relationship and how to create this, where to draw the symmetrical line and all these things are there. Now the curricular goals that you have identifies and compares and analyzes and attributes 2 and 3-dimensional shapes and develops vocabulary to describe their attributes and properties. So first level of learning in geometry, suppose if they are talking about, if you are taking geometry as a subject, we are talking about 2-dimensional figures and 3-dimensional. First of all, they will learn the differentiation between 2-dimensional and 3-dimensional. That is the most important. Otherwise, what is the learning? Why this is called 2-dimensional? Why this is called 3-dimensional? 3-dimensional because they have 3 dimensions. Dimensions are length, breadth, and height. Wherever we talk about it. Now, how much space is taken by them? How much space is taken by them? On the basis of that, they will get the idea of it. And they will describe the properties of this. Like say, for example, a 3-dimensional figure has a volume. We tell they have a volume. They do have an area. They do occupy space. At the same time, they do have a volume. Whereas the 2-dimensional, generally we talk them about the space they occupy. Okay. Describe locations and movement or using both common language and mathematical vocabulary. Understand the notion of map and all these things. Now, taking this into action, taking these geometrical figures into action, where they can be used, where there will be movement, where there will be no movement, where there will be solid, where there will be still. That idea also they will get using the geometrical figures. Okay. And then recognizes and creates symmetry, reflects and rotations in familiar 2D, 3D shapes. Okay, this is another part of it. In the process of learning, one of the goal is to make sure that they can symmetry them. They can know how to use the symmetry, the line that divides a particular thing into two equal halves. So they will learn about it. If they have specific shapes, if the shapes are perfect and specific, then obviously a line of symmetry can always be created. A line of symmetry can only be created if two equal halves can be created. Otherwise, if two unequal things are there, then a line of symmetry can never be created. Practically, it can never be created. Okay, so this is about like this thing. Or let us take another subject, say for example, social science. Okay, social science is a subject where again our curricular goal is what? Let the student know about, understand the functioning of social, cultural and political institutions. Now we have social, cultural and political institutions that we teach the students. Okay, and their impact on society and the way individuals and collectives shape these institutions. Now how, as an individual, as a society, what impact you have on this social or political institution? Now what are the social and political institutions? Say the political institution, say the parliament is a political institution, the municipal corporation is a political institution, the temple is a social institution, the church is a social institution, okay, the mosque is a social institution. So what are these social institutions and what impact they have on us? You want to guide the children about this. Step by step what will happen, they will understand these guidelines. And once they understand it, they know very well what is the difference between the parliament and the assembly. We have the assembly in Ranchi, the parliament in Delhi. What is the difference between them? What are the similarities between them? Okay, what is the usage of the temple and the usage of the church? How the municipal corporation functions and how the Zilla Parishad functions. These are the things that we want them to know. And once they know it, it is perfect. So what happened? What will they do in order to learn? First of all, one curricular goal, one competency level is collects, organizes, and interprets information about various social, cultural, economic, and political institutions in their vicinity and region and realize the significance for human society. So what are the different types of political institutions are there? Within their vicinity. Now in our vicinity, if we take the biggest political institution that we the municipal corporation, in some areas it is the Zilla Parishad is there. So they will try to understand this. Okay, fine, they get an idea about what are the cultural organizations? We may have the mandis, the church, the clubs are cultural organizations, social and cultural organizations. Okay, the economic organization, the market, the malls, the markets, even these wholesale markets, right over here in front of you, just little bit if you go, there's a big wholesale market of fruits and all. So they will try to gather information. Okay, receivers
are hearts and all.
Yes, hearts and all are. Yes, even the weekly hearts. The weekly hearts are now. They are very common example of economic institutions where the business takes place. Businesses. So they will get idea about this. And what is the significance of this in the human society? What are they used for? Okay, why we go to the mall? Definitely we go to the mall to buy. At the same time, we get some sort of a rejuvenation of ourselves in visiting those malls, because the malls are very neat and clean and tidy, and lot of lights are over there. We can take selfies over there, and our skin tone becomes 3 times fairer than what we exactly are. That is also an impact. Yes, that is also an impact on the human society. Many people go to the mall just to take selfies. Am I correct or not? Yes. What, madam? You are rich person, madam. Anytime you can go into the mall and buy things. But for poor people like us, they take selfies. This has also an impact on the mall.
It's a window shopping also.
It's a window shopping also. Yes, window shopping also. It is also a place for some people to relieve the heat. To go into the mall.
Yes, during summer time.
Will be there for 2 to 3 hours.
Sir, this is true.
This is also true.
Yes,
Yes, we sometimes go over there to
in banks also.
That goes to the mall just for a walk and take the things. This one, that one. You
Window shopping.
No, you will find her in the mall. Prabhata is just Prabhata.
Achha, she's always there. Good. Lucky, madam. So, what is the impact on the society? If your child writes that some people go into the malls to take selfies, Is that correct observation? Yes. Much more. Yes, and the mall and the owners of the mall, they carts the public like anything.
Yes.
The shops are always empty, but the corridors are always full. The shops are always empty. The corridors.
Create that selfie corner that
Yes, they have created that selfie corner. So come and take a selfie over there.
festivals, according to the
Yes, according to the festivals also they create over there. So this has an impact over there. So what is the impact that the children will get to know about this social organization, about this culture, about this economic organization, so on and so forth. That is what we want to make them study. Let the children get a practical knowledge of it. Okay, then the competency level will increase. Okay, assesses and influence the social, culture, and political institutions on an individual group. So how the children will also assess how that these institutions have an impact on individuals, on social groups, or many people may not go to some people have said, I will not go to the mall. I hate that place. I prefer my village market because I want these poor people to earn. These people are very rich. What they will do. So, different ways of taking the things. It all depends upon how they will take the things. So this is what social science teaching will be or is going on, and on the basis of that you will give a clear-cut reply in the HPC that this is what the student is understanding. Okay, 3 more parts are associated with it. Now, what does this holistic, how it involves? See, evolving oneself is also necessary. I told in the beginning, or we have discussed, that it is about progress. It is about progress. It is about moving forward. It is a dynamic document. Yes, it's a dynamic. Progress means dynamic. No, the word progress, it's a movement, is nothing is static. So obviously, when children learn, when children understand, 3 aspects of their life is also included. And they are what? The abilities are awareness, how much they are aware of something, how much they are sensitive. Sensitivity is something, that feeling from inside. And out of that feeling, how creativity develops. That is what learning is all about. That is what understanding is all about, which we will never get through a report card. A report card is completely that you will get only through a progress card when you involve yourself with it. So these 3 performance level descriptors. On the basis of that, whenever you will report on a particular matter, you have to use these 3 qualities of the child: awareness, sensitivity, and creativity. For any, when you will prepare the rubric, whenever you will go for any curricular goal, anything that you want to do with it. This is the same thing, so I am not repeating this. Now, awareness. When we talk about awareness, having knowledge related to understanding the activity or task to be conducted. Generally what happens, whatever we teach, we expect, we presume, and sometimes it happens also in this way, that children do have some idea about it. Some, even if it is 0.1%, that is also an idea. Suppose if you are teaching the child about this podium, we will discuss about that podium, and if you start the class in this way, that okay, children, today we will discuss about the podium. Anybody has any idea about the podium? This is generally we start, na? 1 or 2 will always raise their hand. Yes, ma'am, I know this. Yes, sir, I know this. What is the podium? It is actually a place where we stand and talk. If that much idea the child is here, so the child should be aware of it. So if it is awareness, how right from nursery that awareness is created, because the first 3 years. The early childhood care learning says that first 3 years of learning takes place in the house itself, from where the real awareness of the child comes. The child knows between big and small. The child knows between space, how much space is required. That much they learn. How to close and open. I have a beautiful video, of a real life video in my phone. Let me see if I get a chance. One child, just by chance, he picked up a small child of 1.5 years, picked up a container, and was trying to close the container with a lead. Okay, that is awareness, and how you observe that, how the child is doing it. A real life video, non-reader. So this is what happens actually, awareness. Okay, being informed about the activity and its various factors. So first of all, the child has some sort of awareness. He is informed. His ideas are there about that particular activity that we are doing. These are some of the things that you have to keep in mind. Being able to understand the activity and the requirement. What is this activity? Why it's required? Why the bottle needs to be closed? One of the activities we have taught the child about the bottle. Why the bottle? Why the bottle has a cap? Fine. The cap is there to close. But why the bottle needs to be closed? If I don't close the bottle, what will happen? What will happen? Okay, lot many things will happen. Bacteria will enter, water may spill out. This may look odd. By putting the cap, it looks beautiful. By removing the cap, it looks odd. A child may question, why if I don't put the cap, what will happen? But there is a purpose for it. So being aware of what is the purpose, why we are learning chemistry, why we are learning physics. Many teachers don't explain to the students why they are learning it. What benefit is there? We simply come and teach them, but that's all. But what is the benefit I will get out of it? Everything, there's a purpose for everything. So that part needs to be discussed and that they will understand it. Okay. Then being able to being attentive, perceptive and cognize the surroundings, being fully engaged in the process of conducting the activity. And while you are doing how much the child is giving time on that activity, that also needs to be noted. So all these factors leads to awareness. Whenever we teach something, whenever we, not only teaching, whatever we do, if this awareness is there among the child, means that child is in the right direction. Or else we have to make him aware. If he is not aware, we have to make him. If he doesn't understand the value of it, we have to make him understand the value of it. If he doesn't know it, we have to make him know it. Okay, but we just cannot leave the child empty-handed. Sensitivity, a sense of being associated with it. Okay, managing and expressing emotions, thoughts and behaviors in line with social norms relevant to the activity. The bottle needs to be covered. Why? What are the things? How he is sensitive? Then let's take these words. Okay. We managing and expressing emotions, thoughts, and behaviors in line with social norms, in line with social society. Now this bottle, if I don't close it, water will spill out. If I keep it over here, her bottle, she said, my bottle I can do anything. Nobody else. Okay, fine, your bottle you do. But if this bottle just topples down and if the water spills toward madam, socially she is disturbing her. She has no right to disturb her. She has the right to disturb. Do you have the right to disturb? Or you have the right to disturb? Okay. She has the right to disturb. Very great. But when you keep the cap, it looks better, it looks safe, and everybody is safe. Hygienic also. So social norm is also to make everybody safe. That awareness, that sensitivity should be there among the child. That whatever we learn, we cannot just do anything with this way or that way. Okay, being attuned with emotions and needs for others during the activity is applicable. I am doing an activity, we are doing an activity, we are doing something, learning something. At the same time, we have to keep a few things in mind that it should not disturb others, it should not spoil the mood of others, it should not spoil the environment for others. Because everything, there's a reason behind it. Even if you are writing a letter to the principal of the school, you have to write in very polite language. You just simply cannot write, respected principal, my sister is getting married, so you give me 3 days leave. The principal may not give you. But I would like to inform you that my sister is getting married, and madam, as you know, that my presence is very much needed during those days in the school. So I request you to 3 days leave. Hope you will understand my situation and definitely will do something. But if we simply write 3 days leave, give me, principal may not give, because that you have to understand the other person's emotions also. Perceiving or understanding a problem beyond logical or analytical reasons. Now, sometimes what happens, sometimes while learning the process, logic may not also. Sometimes logic may not be also applicable. Okay, let's take it in this way. We are learning something, and the time is given till 1. Suppose we have decided that till 1 p.m. we will. But it so happens that the process of learning becomes such that it may cross 1 p.m. At that time, you may not apply the logic. No, I am saying, we have given time that by 1 o'clock we will finish up. But the learning becomes so important or so valuable or so interesting that if it crosses 1 p.m., it becomes 1:10, 1:15, then you may not apply that logic. No, sir, it was supposed to be 1 o'clock. You promised a gentleman's word. You are not able to keep it. You are not a gentleman. This, that. You may not apply that. He said, no, sir, you continue. You are a bigger gentleman. And then we thought, because we are learning something. Okay. So sometimes logic may not also. That is also sensitive. Till, हम लोग बोलते हैं ना कि the attitude of learning. Okay. The affective area is more important. Until and unless we don't do anything from the heart, we cannot. superficially, logically. We talk about being practical, we talk about being professional. All these have no meaning if we don't have a heart to it. So we have to do something from the heart. And learning itself is a process from the heart itself. Okay. Approaches conflicts with empathy, understanding, and open-mindedness. Even if this is also an area of sensitivity, even in the process of learning, there may be times when you may not agree with me all the time. I may not agree with you all the time, and that's quite normal and natural. You know, disagreements may take place, and it is good to take disagreements. Disagreements may take place, but then those disagreements should also be dealt in a very, very diplomatic way, with lot of empathy and sympathy. I don't like it, I cannot just go and tell in front of you, hey, I don't like this, you don't like it, you are a zero. Come on, I am the best. We will go in this way. That doesn't apply, that doesn't work. Then that sensitivity of learning, the difference of opinions are bound to come. Many times in my previous school, several times I had difference of opinions with my principal. Several times. But she being the principal obviously took the thing on her side first. She will take it. But there are always occasions. But later she also understood and she used to call me, okay, Surojit, what you talk, I give a thought to it. Okay, we will move in this way. So that needs to be taken. That sensitivity should work over there. Why we are teaching. And of course, last is the creativity. So creativity means generating innovative, original and visual and valuable solutions to problems. We are teaching the children, we are giving them information, we are having goals, we are having confidence. But how much creative they are in applying that? I will describe something. Madam will describe something in a much better way because her creativity is much better. On the basis of that, you will rank madam as somebody who is a better learner than me, who is still want to learn. Still needs areas to learn. So on the basis of that, the sensitivity, on the creativity, on the awareness, we will mark the students and that report we will place in front of the parents. Okay. Demonstrating inventiveness and original thinking with flexibility and all that is also creativity. Processing a sense of curiosity and desire to explore. There are children who are there who always want to know more and more.
Children are always curious.
Children are always curious in anything that you, any matter, how this happens, why this happens, when this will happen, when this will not happen. If it doesn't happen, what will happen? If it happens, then why it is not happening? And the chain goes on and on and on. That's how we say that the teaching learning is a beautiful world. Okay, the more questions, the more. Combining ideas, concepts of various areas. So this is what creativity is. Creativity is something that comes out of the heart. Now what happens? Whatever you teach, whatever you discuss, whatever assessment you do, you now have to make rubrics. Okay, and the rubrics will be made in this way. We will, according to the ability of the student, to grasp that particular goal or to grasp that particular area. What are we going to call them? We can call them as beginners. We can call them as proficient, or we can call them as advanced. Those who have written on the top level. Okay. Beginner level is indicative of a challenge faced by the student that prevent him or her from demonstrating. Beginner means you have provided everything, but still the child is not in a position to give 100%. That means he's still beginner. He still needs lot of help, and that help will come from your side, from the teacher side, maybe from the student, maybe from the parent side, maybe from the entire school side, to convert this beginner to something else. Okay. Then we have the next one, that is proficient. Proficient level is indicative of potential demonstrated by student towards successful performance of the proficient. To a certain extent, they are successful. That the beginner was still nagging, was still moving here and there, still very shaky. But the proficient one is not shaky, but yet to reach that optimum level of learning. So you again have to help them. The child needs that is a beginner. Okay, and of course we have the advanced one. And we have advanced children whom you don't really have to do anything. They have reached to that level of understanding where they have crossed the threshold. The threshold that you have marked, the curricular goal is reached, they have reached those competency levels. So advanced levels is indicative of successful performance of a particular activity. Whatever activity you do, they will do it with all means and ways which you are looking for. So that child will be called as an advanced student. Okay. You can see this advanced, beginner, proficient, you can give different names. Not necessary that you have to give these names. Okay. You can call them as beginner, progressing and proficient also. beginner, progressive and proficient also. The same thing, okay. You can also call them, this we will not see because that is the same thing. Creating rubrics, when you will create the rubrics, what are the things you have to keep it in mind? First, you define the competency, what competency level on the basis of which you are creating the rubric. Okay, like communication, understanding of the political or public institutions, or talking about science in vocabulary. So you keep that competency level. Can be pre-established lists such as the NCF. Now, when you go for this competency levels, either you can take the help from the NCF. There they have given you all the competency levels and competency goals, or you create it. I will always suggest create your own. Don't. You can take help from them in the initial, but because there the teacher's creativity will come in forefront. Okay. Can be from a pre-established list such as NCF, can be self-generated. So whenever you are there to analyze a student, please use your own ideas. Take the help from the NCF, but use your own ideas. That will be much better. Should focus on higher order thinking skills that can be applied more than in one context. Try to see the higher order skills of the students. Okay, basics are always there, but if the higher order skills are taken into consideration, then initially you will get an idea that okay, this student is in this level, he is focused in this level. By the end of the stage, the student will reach to this level. That is also important for us to see. Okay, include the three elements: awareness, sensitivity, and creativity. Include these elements in the rubric so that you can go on marking the rubrics. Okay, create 3-level scale of assessment. Okay, you can go for scale of assessment, that depends upon you. Is relatively open-ended on both ends. The scale to accommodate a wider range of learners. See, when you make a scale, try to create opening on both ends. Okay, so let it be broad and wide, so that more scope the child will get to understand. Just with 3 or 4 levels of understanding, you cannot judge a student. See the different levels of understanding. On the basis of that, you can create a rubric. There is a foundation stage HPC from this thing. Now, the foundation stage of HPC is something like that. Part A is general information you give about the child. Part 2 about me and my surroundings, my parents, my house, my neighbors. This is very important. Let the child do it by child. Then part B and part C we have the competency levels where we will put. We'll go with an activity. How you will take the competencies. How you will write them down in the rubrics. Okay. Our goal is children develop effective communication skills for a day-to-day interaction in 2 languages. We have seen that now. That the child was talking about events, about facts, about. So taking that into consideration, we will make one activity. Now in that activity, what do you see? The teacher hands out a worksheet to the students with different images. The students take turn to first show the image to their on their sheet to the entire class, and then describe the image. Okay, in their mother tongue or the language that is being used in the school. So this photograph we have given. So the child will first do it. He will show the photograph to each and every student of the class, and then the child will describe the photograph. The different children will describe them in different ways, whatever they can see and all. Now what we can see in the photograph is, it looks like a market. It can be a market, it can be a fair, mela, it can be a fair, it can be a market, it can be a daily market. At the background also there are some buildings and all. Okay, now seeing this object, how the student will communicate it. Okay, with it. Let us see. We have an assessment rubric based on this particular topic of a particular student or group of students. Okay. Now, in case of, and we can name them in that I told you. We can call them as beginners. We can call them as proficient. We can call them as advanced. You can also call them as streams, mountains, and sky. Stream is something that moves. Stream is a narrow river. Narrow river. River is a broad one. Stream is a narrow one, which is yet to collect all the things that are necessary, which a river can do it. But it is narrow, it is flowing very slowly, it moves very slowly, so that is a stream. Whereas a hill or a mountain is something that has a particular height, but it has not reached to the optimum height. Okay, so it has reached, so that is a hill. And a sky is open area, where everything is open, free and clear cut. So in that way also name them. What other names you can give to them? Let's see. We can call them as a river. Let us see the innovations of the teacher. We can call them as rivers. We can call them as, according to their proficient level, and we can call them as mountains or sky. What any other name you can give? Yes, ma'am.
Sir, sapling, plant and trees.
Are wonderful. Sapling, plant and trees. Wonderful. And anybody else? Any other? Sapling, plants and wonderful. Yes, he's a sapling, he's a plant, and he's a tree now.
Chicken.
chicken. Egg, chicken. Okay, that is, yes, logically it is same. Logically it is very good. But madam, I will request you. Thinking will be something different. Logically you are 100% correct, no doubt about it. But chicken, egg, will not work in that way. But your thinking is good. Your thinking is good. Madam, thank you very much. Pen for you. Wonderful. Anybody else? Any other thing?
So pond, river, ocean.
Pond, river, ocean. Pond is a one that is not moving. River is fantastic. Very good. Chocolates for you. Pond, river. See, why I am asking, just to know from you all people what idea you have.
Childhood, teenager, and old age.
Old age. But madam, old age, will it be applicable for formative stuff? You have to be a bit logical also. What you said is correct. There's nothing wrong about it. But then you also see appropriately where you can fit it.
Adultery, you can adult.
Adolescence.
Teenager is adolescence.
Teenager is adolescence. Okay, that is also okay taken. Yes, that is also taken. But in this context, madam, I will say we will think pond, river, ocean is definitely applicable. Plant, big plant, tree is applicable. Yes. Anything else? Yes, ma'am. Please.
Best is coming with another good, better, best.
ये बड़ा पुराना है कुछ अलग सोचिए आउट ऑफ बॉक्स सोचिए
ये तो ओपन एंडेड है
तो ओपन एंडेड है बट no sir see open ended I agree I'm not saying it is wrong at all what I want to say something little bit good better best तो सर सदियों से आते जा रहा है उस पर कितना उसको बेचारा को कष्ट दीजिएगा दूसरे को कष्ट दीजिए yes anything yes
Sir, page, notebook and book.
Page, notebook and book. Page has limitation.
Yes.
Notebook a little more you can write, and book is very good. Page, notebook and book. Very good. Madam, double chocolates for you. Page, book, notebook. Wonderful. Dot, line and words. क्या बात है? Very fantastic. आपके लिए? अच्छा, one second, big hand for ma'am. Very good. See, this is what creativity is all about. This is what innovation is all about. This is what passion is all about. Yes, ma'am.
City, state, and country.
City, state, and country. Okay, I agree with you. But in this context,
Country, world, universe.
country, world, universe also. Yes. I agree with you all also. Okay, so all topics finished. Ma'am, I remember you came to my school for your son's examination. Huh? But unfortunately, I could not let you enter because of that restrictions.
I don't want to enter.
You don't want to enter also. Yes. Somebody else.
अभी का माहौल चल रहा है दादा नेता और मंत्री
Somebody else said.
I said, sir.
You said. No. Yes.
Alphabet, contents, and
You can go on making, but one thing you have to keep it in mind whether this is applicable for this context or not. For the children, it is applicable or not. Yes, 3D, yes. 4G, 2G, 4G around it. Okay, now let us see. Stream, mountain, the child is reading that picture. Okay, describing. Now, the fellow who is in the stream point is what? Is able to observe its awareness. When we talk about the awareness of the child, he is able to observe the image with awareness only after nudging. The child is saying, but you are nudging. Hey, look at it, there is something. He is not able to say anything. She is not able to say. But when you are nudging the child, when you are poking the child, hey, look, there is something, there is something. Then he, yes, I can see this. Yes, I can see this. That means that child is not in the right position yet. He is in the stream position. The other one displays partial awareness. He is not 100% but at least he gives some. That yes, in the photograph, if you see the photograph once again, yes, in the photograph I can see it's a market, it's selling things. If this much idea a child has, means he is at least about, as far as awareness is concerned, he knows this thing. Observing images and able to describe most obvious information. What is the most obvious information? It's a market. It is selling things and it is selling this, that. Whereas the one who is in the sky level, he gives a complete idea about it. Okay. Displays complete awareness while observing the image handed out to them, is able to pick out the details and make comprehensive comments. Details, everything is said. That this is a market, it seems to be a daily market, it is selling utensils, it is selling clothing materials. Beyond the market, there is a mosque, or somebody is selling that it's a market of Delhi, because beyond the market we can see the Red Fort and the Jama Masjid. So the child is completely aware of everything. So obviously he is in the sky level. He has reached to this level. That is about this, what you call about the awareness. What about the sensitivity level? In the stream level, is not sensitive to use either of the languages in the classroom, is not able to speak properly in English also, properly in Hindi also to describe, he or she is fumbling with the words. That means they need help. They need help, has not yet reached that. Whereas the other one listens but is not fully sensitive to the use of the two languages. The other one, he listens, he is understanding, but still is not able to communicate. He is still flaunting with the language, still fumbling with the language. And the one who is in the sky level is able to respond to the feelings and express both in the language. He is fluently speaking in Hindi, in English. Yes, ma'am, I can see a market. In the market, people are buying and selling goods. There are goods made of, there are potteries, there are clothes, there are this. वहाँ पर ये भी है, पीछे में तो दिखाया जा रहा है कि लाल किला, लग रहा है ये फोटो दिल्ली का ही है. हम दिल्ली घूम के आए थे, हमको बहुत मजा आया था दिल्ली को. So when the Stein talks about this, his language qualities. So he's sensitive to this. And creativity, what else? Sticks to only objective description of the image, thus displaying minimum creativity. What he is doing, he just tell, okay, this is a shop, this is this. Otherwise, nothing is coming from it. The other person relates in depth to the picture in context and able to give examples relating to the picture from daily life. Now, suppose the other child is telling, the other child is saying that in the picture I can see there is a lady who is wearing a blue and a red dress. I can also see there is a boy who is wearing a blue jeans and a white t-shirt. You know, blue jeans and white t-shirt are also my favorite dress. Whenever I go to the market, I put on a blue jeans and a white t-shirt. Okay. I can see a shop which is selling a pottery. Potteries are something that are made up of mud. If they are not taken care of, they can get damaged easily. So that creativity line is coming. And the third fellow is saying, gives out of the box analogies. He gives complete analogy. Analogies, comments, observations when described. He talks about everything in detail. Okay, there are the shops are colorful. If the shops are colorful, people will get attracted. If people get attracted, they will buy. More the people will buy, the more the man will sell. He will earn more money. It is good in earning money. I can see all type of people visit in the market. There are young boys like me. I mean, in this way, it's exactly not young. Madam, you are laughing. You think I am still not young? Non-stop I can talk for 5 hours constantly. In Jamshedpur I went, one principal told me, क्या एलिक्सर लेते हैं सर 5 घंटा non-stop बोल के पानी भी नहीं बीच में पिया. पता नहीं हो जाता है, it comes in that way. So he's saying that all types of people visit the market. There are senior people, there are middle-aged people, there are people like me. So he gives when this type of information we give after, that means what their communication skill has reached to this level. They are sensitive, their awareness is clear, and so on the basis of that we will make the rubrics. So when we will make, and how we will make the rubric, we can have a particular notebook for that, a particular activity you take for each and every, you have to give time for that, maybe 2 periods, maybe 3 periods to look into that activity, and then you write the rubric. Initially you may write in short, later you can describe them properly, and when the HPC will be presented, you can, so that one clear-cut idea will get that this is where the student is standing right now, and it has to, the student will go. Little hard work, little difficult work will be there, time-consuming work, but we have to do it. There is no other way out. This is for the preparatory stage, which we are not going right now. We will also have this. The parts will go on increasing from foundation to preparatory and so on. Okay. There will be peer feedback, self-assessment, your child matters. That is for the parent. First is general information about the child. This is for the preparatory stage. That is 3 to 5. Okay. Part A, all about me. The child will talk about himself or herself. Self-assessment of the child. Peer feedback, the friends will tell. what they know, what they like. Your child matters. Whether that is parents' assessment, and the parents will like it. And so madam is coming. Then your child matters. Progress card for each learning standard. Just now the learning standard that we are discussing about language proficiency, about writing proficiency, about listening proficiency. They will be put over there, and summary of the entire academic year, and finally the teacher's summary on what. These are the parts that you will write in the HPC. Okay. This is like same thing. One activity you have done, how much time you have given, and on the basis of that, what the child has achieved. In the same way, again, awareness, sensitivity, and creativity. Different ways of describing the child will come to you. The freedom is there with you. Activity is there with you. Your curricular goals you will create. Competency levels you create. On the basis of that, you will mark. Okay. This is with. This is about some. Let's take this one. Language about assumption. Learners have already been exposed to a set of vocabulary in other content areas like mathematics, music, the world around us, and physical education. They are somewhat familiar to the concept of creating vocabulary diary. Now, the children have studied a lot of subjects. Okay, let us take, for example, one activity we are doing to find out how much they are aware of the words they have learned. Now, they have studied a lot of subjects. They have studied mathematics, okay, social science and all. Now, from these subjects, the words are chosen. Different types of words are chosen, and those words they will describe and talk. That can be a very good activity. From there, you can get 100% idea about how much the child is able to understand the words, learn the words, and apply those words in different contexts. And what is the difference between one word and another word? The pronunciation may be same, but why there is a difference? Like for example, a very common question the children ask is, sir, no is no. K-N-O-W is also no. Pronunciation is some, but it is positive. No means to know something. Why? Many, even I'll tell you, many good English teachers are not able to reply to the student, give the correct answer. The reason is because they have not gone in depth to know. No comes from the word negative. Whereas K-N-O-W, no, actually originates, madam, from the word knowledge. From the word knowledge. So that from the word knowledge it has been shortened to know. That's why that word K-N-O-W, no, is kept. No means to knowledge, to have idea. This is the only difference. Otherwise there is no difference. But many people are not. No, aisa hai, bas aisa hai, to aisa. Arre, what is this? Why the nose is called nose? Nose is called nose because it is the nose. Is that the answer? Students will not get satisfied with it. M-E-A-T, meat. The flesh that we eat. M-E-E-T, meat. Sir, why the pronunciation is same but the spelling is different? Again, we have to apply, reply to them. This meat comes from the word meeting. Whereas that meat comes from the word flesh, meat, meat, something like that, that Latin word, because major part of English has come from Latin. So the flesh is of different part. That is, so this way we have to talk to them. Advice and advice, there are two spellings of advice. C and easy. What is the difference between them? Effect and effect. Practice and practice, yes. Practice and practice. Principle, P-R-I-N-C-I, P-L-E, P-R-I-N-C-I, P-L-E. One is the designation and another is your qualities of it. That you show. So like that we may have this type of an activity where the learners will be able to recollect form, meaning and use of pronunciation and the vocabulary in different contexts. Again, you cannot use all the words everywhere. Like say for example, you buy a kg of tomatoes, but you purchase a Mercedes car. Because the value of the car is your tomato and car cannot be. That's why you buy a kilo of tomatoes, but you purchase a Mercedes car. You purchase a house, but you buy a shirt or a pant or something like that. So this is, so once we go for it, we may have an activity of 40 minutes. 5 minutes will give them time to warm up, go through the pages, okay, and the words warming up. Then do one or two activities within the class, and then finally we'll go for the test or the activity. And then from there we can make this assessment rubric, whether they are in stream position or mountain, or as far as awareness is concerned, learner is able to identify any one of the following attributes from meaning, use and pronunciation. He's just able to understand one or two words, not all the words. Okay, so awareness is not clear. Learner is able to identify three or more than three words and how they are used, what they should be used and all. And in the sky level, learner is able to identify all the following attributes. Okay, that is form, meaning, use, pronunciation, vocabulary. Everything the learner understands about all the words that has been placed in that particular activity. Go for this test once and see the difference. I'll tell you, give them 7 days time, tell them to learn and do this activity one day, and I will tell you, respected teachers, you will get beautiful results. You will get beautiful results. You yourself will be surprised, okay, we really never thought of this, but it really works in that way. Do it once. Okay, this is a very fantastic example. As far as sensitivity is concerned, is able to provide any examples how the meaning of word changes with context, with change of tone or form. Okay. Meet, met. Meet, read, read. Spelling is same. But why it is like this? Why it is like that? So that, why it is... Acha. Come in, you may come. Has lot of differences. So those things to be taken into consideration. So the sensitive fellow, if he is the stream boy is not able to give that much idea, but the one, whereas the mountain one is able to provide one example of how the meaning of what changes with context, with change of tone or form. Even the way we talk it also, our tone also tells what exactly the word is trying to tell us. Go out and get out. Big difference. Principal often gets angry and tells them, get out of my office. And sometimes she'll say, will you go out of the office? Or just go out and get out. A lot of difference. Okay, so what does that mean? Okay. The sky one is able to provide multiple examples of meaning and words changes with context, with change of tone or form. And one who is in the sky, he has reached an optimum level. Any word you give in front of him, any way, the pronunciation, the meaning, that what, they will always do it in there. Like for example, the word pronunciation itself is, the spelling is pronunciation, but the pronunciation is pronunciation. That is one of the biggest difference there. So one Wednesday and Wednesday. Wednesday and Wednesday. Very common one, you know. In North India, madam, extreme North, we call it education. They call education. Education. I don't know why, how it came into that way. But is it like that?
Schedule and
No, these are two American words. Schedule and schedule. Language. That is the difference of the language. Like say for example, you know, the Americans call it hard, we call it difficult. A stone can be hard, a wood can be hard, but a feeling cannot be hard, it can be difficult. No. But then, you know, it all depends upon the dominancy of the country in the international politics. That is, today America has dominancy, so their words are more used. Like say for example, the
spelling of color and
color, COLOUR, program. The computer it is program, PROGRAM. We write it, British spelling is PROGRAMME. Okay, because we are more influenced by the European English compared, but now that American, what they call dude, D-U-D. Hey dude, dude is a young man. That they say, young handsome man. But till that I cannot comprehend the meaning of dude. What is the rationale behind that one? Dude, hey dude. Bro we can understand, they are shortened into brother to bro. Okay, brother to bro, that I can understand. But actually it is also the dominance of the, because now Europe is not that much dominant in international politics, so Americans are using it. Schedule and schedule. One is British spelling, British pronunciation, and another is American.
So question and question also.
Some people call it, the Americans often and often, often.
Often. Question.
I often find this that the new president, Trump, you will see, I often do this, I often do that. Very colorful man, Trump. Yes, very colorful man. And madam, he is not only a good businessman, he is a good educationalist also. His children are all well established and they all follow the values and ethics of life. It's not like what we read in books about America or what you see in the movies. But even initially I also had not that much good idea about Trump. But later, after reading a few things, then I came to know this man is no ordinary man. That's why people voted him. Otherwise, they will not vote him. Anyway, let's come back to our. So this is the thing. And creativity isn't able to represent any of the vocabulary visually. Now, the words that were there, suppose the teacher was asking to reproduce them visually. Visually means suppose like I am talking to her. Now, I am talking, this is visually I am showing. That the child is not able to do with the word talking. But the other child is able to represent concrete examples of vocal using example picture of lion for the word lion. Okay. So suppose a lion, he can use the word lion also, or I'm behaving like a lion. Oh, the child is doing. So I'm behaving like a lion. That means he understands the word lion, the behavior of the lion, the activity of the lion. Or suppose there's an elephant. The child doesn't find anything to describe the elephant. Visual. So what the child can do? The child can use his hand and so I'm an elephant. Teaching goes like this. Feeling has to be associated with it. Otherwise, superficially nothing will be done. And the last one, the sky boy, is able to represent both concrete and abstract examples of the vocab. Whatever word, example, first red, sweating of word, heat, but whatever words there, he is able to give them very clearly. Okay, hot. The boy is talking about hot. Okay, hot. How do you feel about hot? Whoo, hot. This is the feeling of hot. You have to give him 10 out of 10. You cannot say no. These are the level of competencies that will be achieved if you have an activity on words and how to represent those words, how to talk about those words. Various types of assessments you can do. It all depends upon you. Chemistry sir can do lot of chemistry assessment, not only related to equations, and he can do a unique chemistry assessment by simply using the formulae of the elements. What's that? Yes or no? Simple. Fe. Why it is called Fe? Iron. Why not iron? Iron. What is the difference? Because it is coming from the original word ferrous. Okay. Ferrous. Ferrum. This is the Latin word. From where it came. Because of this. Because it has a reddish color. That's why that came. So once we discuss about all these things in detail, the competency level, our main idea is nowadays not to go for any superficial learning, not to go for any rote memorizing. Somehow memorize them and put them on the paper and finish it. No. Okay. So this is one example. So in this way we can go with different types of examples, and we can. And this is of the middle stage. Again, general information all about me, my ambition, parent-teacher partnership card that will be discussed, student progress, and holistic summary you will give. How the activities will take place. Okay, learners are presented with various multimedia resources. Now, see, activities are plenty of them. This is an example. I will always say you prepare your own activities. You use multimedia players, you use your own notebooks, you use your own classroom, you use your own ground. You use the school bus, and there you can have an activity on physics secondary. Physics teacher can do an activity on physics one. Why the corners of the bus handles are round in form? Why not square in form? To avoid danger, to avoid any sort of this injury, they are making this so that when the child will come out from that space of that sitting area, he or she will not get hurt, because if it is made in a 90-degree angle, that's why it is turned and turned. So small things, small matters, but they matter most for real learning. We are here for real learning. Sequence of learners are presented with various multimedia resources, pictures and all. You can do it. This is for the class 10. And again the same thing. I'm not repeating the same thing, okay? Because it is done in the same way. This is for the second day stage. It will come little later. Lot of things we have to write in the second. Let the time come. CBSE has also not yet given us the green signal to go with the HPC of the thing. Only the foundation stage we will be doing right now. That is the most important part. Rest of the things will come as time will pass. Okay. The same thing over here. This is again the picture of the HPC, and when you are preparing the HPC, when you are taking the remarks from anyone, okay, whether from the peers, whether from the parents, try to be as positive as possible, as much positive. Don't give good, bad and all this. In today's world, to be the safer side, we are using smileys. Okay, the smileys can be used, and that is one of the best things that can be. Yes. Stars or smiley, that is the best thing. So that to avoid any form of negativity. Because negativity is something that nobody wants to see. In the morning, she enlightened us why negativity is not important. In the office, she was telling us. Okay, that the parents don't want it, no? That's what we say. So that's why we consider her to be a very good mentor of ours. Very senior person with a lot of ideas. So finally, what is the objective of the HPC? It helps to map status of each child's learning of foundation literacy and numeracy skills. Foundation literacy, right from the foundation literacy till the numeracy skills that will go. Okay. It focuses on the uniqueness of each learner. Each learner, it's the learning matter. It's not about getting marks. Again, I'm telling it has nothing to do with marks or all. It is about the process of learning, which is a never-ending process. The present picture of to represent the picture of students' progress and provide evidence as well as opportunity of the growth and development can take place. So it talks about the present condition and the future what it can be if certain measures are taken into consideration. Okay. The document to document the child's own expression of self as well as teachers' assessment on the child based on the competencies as well as child what through the competency levels what the child is achieving, that also can be represented through this. It will form an important link between the home and the school, which is very important, okay, which is necessary, because if the home and the school, if both are not in touch with each other, then the progress of the child is very difficult to make. The child will learn, it's not that the child will, but that will just become in pen and paper only. A little bit here and there, the child may forget something. That's why that emotional bond is very much important. Make parents an integral part of the child's progress. Parents should also be brought into the forefront. Now the question is, how can we bring the parents? How can it? Because it is very difficult to bring the parents. Many parents will not understand because everybody is too much focused. But it's not that it will not teacher of one particular school during that our session was no, it will not happen. Their parents will not come. Who told you parents will not come? Nothing is impossible. We have to apply special techniques. We have to call them, we have to bring them, not all at a time, maybe a small groups you call them. Tell them, write letters to them in the school's child's diary or individual letters you send with a good opening note that your presence is very much needed in this because without you, this particular thing will not happen. I mean, this is an example. I'm not so good in English to tell you all these things. So in this way, if we start, we can bring the parents. I know it's very difficult to bring the parents, but at least if we are able to bring 20% of the parents in the first round of making of this HPC, we will consider ourselves to be successful. What now? It is possible. It is possible. Everything is, nothing is, in the teacher's voice, nothing is impossible. Because we will not leave any stone unturned on earth to make sure that we get the best for our children. हम कुछ भी करने के लिए तैयार है. If I have to dance, I will dance. If I have to bite, I will bite. If I have to cry, I will cry. But when I have taken the job or the career of a teacher, I am dealing with human life. I cannot do injustice to them. Otherwise, there's no value of me doing this. I'm faking myself. Okay. So with this, we come to this how to make this HPC. Nothing difficult. I have handed over, madam, the same thing what we have discussed over here. I have handed madam the different types of HPCs that we will be using. I have given one 27-page guidelines on which madam will give it to you. The soft copies if you give, she will give you the soft copies. You go through the, see in one go, in two go, it is not possible to learn anything. No, it's not possible, whatever we learn. But at least we have got the idea that, okay, this is the HPC, this is how the HPC is to be prepared. Rest of the things you apply your technique. Whenever, whatever need, whatever requirement you have, you can directly call me, okay, sorry. Madam is there, she is having the details. Whenever anything is there, she will directly call me. I will provide out anything further is needed or not. But I don't think it will be required because the freedom is there with you. The NCF you have the NCF in the school, you have the, from there you can. But one request to all the teachers is that go through. Please read them. Otherwise, superficial we cannot do. We have to give time, we have to sit, we have to think and prepare your own curricular. Don't bother about the NCF, don't bother about, make your own because you know your children. You know what they need, what type of parents they are. So all these things will put in together and you will get the best out of it. Okay? So with that, ma'am, with your permission, we will stop the session. That small, this thing you had, the paper was given to you all? Madam, quickly give. And the balloons we give, another 15 minutes.
To everyone.
Acha, all of you, there is one small activity we will do, that is a beautiful activity. Give one. Those who have, the number of balloons you have, it's not that everybody should have. How many of you have a 5 rupee coin with you?
Not here, sir.
The bag. Okay, over here, how many of you have a 5 rupee coin? The male teachers are having because they have their cards. Okay. Sir Sudeep sir, you take a balloon from here. 10 rupee will be a big one. 10 rupees is too much.
balloons to everyone.
See how many actually, nobody actually this activity.
Sir, one 5 rupee coin. One 5 rupee.
Okay. Sir, take a balloon.
So one more coin.
Okay, take. Okay, give it to her. You take. One, no, you take a balloon because everybody is not balloons done. Okay.
I will take balloon.
Yes, no, pen is over there, sir. You write your name over here. See if that pen is working. What? You keep it with you, madam. You keep it. I'll keep it.
Marker.
Give a balloon to madam also if she's having. One balloon and 2 rubber bands. You write Sudeep. Okay.
Sir,
Keep it. Marker is here. Marker with the marker. Actually, this was my mistake. I should have told. I thought that you people will be carrying the coin, but yes, it is. Have a 5. Keep it. Those who have 5 rupee coin, please lift your 5 rupee coin. Madam will give you a balloon with 2 rubber bands. You have it. Keep it with you. What you will do? Let him write his name, then I'll show you. Written, it's okay. What you will do, sir? You just take that 5 rupee coin. You just expand the balloon a little bit. Put this 5 rupee coin inside.
Inside the balloon.
Yes. It will go inside. Then you tie this area, okay?
Nahi. Uma miss. She is having, not now.
What? Those who are having 5 rupee, you will
Please
get
come
the
in
5
front.
rupee coin. Don't worry. You take that 5 rupee coin, put it inside the balloon, tie it with a rubber band at the bottom, and then you blow the balloon. And then again you tie it with a rubber band, and you will keep it over here. Okay. First, you have reached that. Okay. Just tie it with a rubber band. Just put it over here.
You come.
Tie it with a rubber band. Take a rubber band from madam.
She's takes.
I'll show you one. Rest will automatically come.
You are having.
Tie it over here. Yes, it's tied over.
She will
Give
also
as
do.
many turns as you want.
That I'm having too.
Those who are having 5 rupee coin, just give, madam, give one balloon.
You are
and-
having?
She's having. Write your name on the balloon, okay? With a marker pen, she's having a marker pen. Yes, that's it. Now you blow the balloon. Now you blow the balloon. Coin is there no, inside. You blow the balloon. Right. That much is enough. Tie it in the balloon. Oh, you can give a knot. Fine. Leave it over here. Leave it on the floor. Leave it on the floor. Just leave it. Actually, the problem is this. This one should have come a little earlier down. Little bottom. Yes, it should have come a little. Okay. Do it once again.
That will become a punching one.
One more. You can have it. Actually, the point is one more balloon. You take out that coin.
Or simply I can tie it. You can tie it, but will it be able to do it?
So you can take another balloon. दूसरा balloon.
तो साइड हो गया
Okay. Now see, this is the balloon. This balloon represents you, the teacher. You will never, no matter whatever you do, it will never fall down. Whatever you do, it will. A teacher will never fall down. A teacher will always stand up.
Listen.
And teacher will always do things stand upright, straight. That is the value of a teacher. You are a teacher. You will never fall down. Okay. Those who have balloons, please come and put them over here. Okay. This activity shows the quality of a teacher. Of course, it is sheer physics over here. Nothing. Okay.
First you type.
A teacher will never fall down. Okay. So this is the quality of a teacher. So today you people have learned a few things definitely, I'm sure, how to prepare it. This is more about learning, and you will always stand up straight in. physics. That small dolls we used to have, that is, but it has, hit me dolls. But it has tremendous significance in our day-to-day activities of life. Teacher will. This I learned in one of the CBSE trainings. They showed this. Since then, I am asking everybody to know this. Wherever you also go for any training, even if you want to teach the children about this, tell the children also that children, you are the best in the world. You will never fall down. Apply this. And it's a physics, because when you give weight to something, it will stand still. Okay. So you can keep a few balloons if you have made it, and you can take a photograph of this. Sudeep sir, you stand over here. Your balloon. Take his photograph. Yes, take his photograph. Make sure I am not there. He is there, because it is his balloon. Those names are given. Those names, the papers are given, madam.
Yes.
Please write your names. Please write your names. This is the in this bag you will give the names. Fold it. Fold the names in this way.
Yes.
Also, it should be in this way. Fold it in this way, and then this way, and then this way. Okay. So it should be like this, and it should be kept inside the bag. Then madam will pick up the names and let us see who gets what. We have we have pen sets for correction, because exam is coming. Principals are very bad. Only make you do work. No? Red pen for correction.
Artemis, stand there.
Very good.
Stand there.
Beautiful color combination. Fantastic. Yes, ma'am. Put it over there.
इसमें मेरा नाम लिख दो ना.
See standing straight.
Fold कर. हाँ. Take. You written your name?
Madam, in that bag I gave was collected in that bag.
Nanda, take the bag.
Acha, she's collecting. Okay, ma'am, you collect. Okay. Okay, it will stand, madam. A bit in the side.
Taraksha, your name? Taraksha, another bunch.
Remember your balloon to take away, because your 5 rupees there. Otherwise, they will say, but sir has kept my 5 rupees. Oh, yeah, wonderful.
Give here, give here.
Yes, yes. Quickly the names, because by 1:30 I have to leave the premises. I have to go back to Asansol again from 4 p.m. There's a finish. Quickly I have to.
ना. हाँ, Taraksha. Understood.
Done? Ma'am, both of you.
Fast.
Okay, all of you are now inside this bag. Okay? Everything is transparent, so you cannot blame later that sir didn't and madam didn't do the things in the right way. Okay, so everything is like this, or we will just make them round and round and round. Now she will pick the first one, that is the grand prize, okay, which is 1 year's Reader Digest subscription, either the digital one or the print one, okay. Now whoever wins, that particular person has to give me his or her address, home address, and the phone number. I'll send it to India Today, and they will send you the book. After 2 months, 3 months, it will come, okay. So this one. So madam, first I'll request you to pick the person who will get a grand prize.
Sudeshna.
Okay. You are Sudeshna. So you will get 1 year Reader's Digest magazine. Okay, ma'am, now more exercises. Two you select, two you will select. Those pens for corrections.
Mitu Thakur.
Mitu Thakur madam is here. Please, madam, give one pencil. Full pencil. This will be the follow. Yeah. Okay, ma'am, you pick now. You pick. God of sir. Ma'am, one more you pick. Three still left with us.
Arjun sir.
Arjun sir. Who is Arjun sir? Arjun sir is here. He has left. But how his name came?
No, he has might he has gone to.
Acha, keep it one side. Let sir come. So Arjun sir, and two more, madam.
Monica Sinha.
Monica. Final one. Let's see who gets it. Who is the lucky person?
Devashish.
Devashish. Okay, so thank you for your participation and patience listening, because this is such a boring topic, it needs a lot of listening. Only do only. And thank you teachers for coming over here and doing this one also. It's you once again who will never fall down. Okay, with this we conclude the program. Achha.
Each stone of knowledge makes the part of magnificent building of education. A very warm good afternoon to one and all present here. I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to our immensely knowledgeable resource person, Mr. Surojit Sen sir, for his generous support which made this event interesting and successful. A special thanks to our principal, Mrs. Purnima Sil ma'am, for giving us this opportunity to learn and to share our thoughts in such an engaging way. Further, I would like to pay my sincere thanks to all. Your presence and contributions have enriched the discussion and made this event a collaborative success. Thank you once again. Now we will have the group photographs. Thank you.